You can tell I was a big Tarzan fan as a child, couldn't you? I've been thinking about busting that out. Mom used to hate that. Fam, it's Monday night, time to get raw. I said to myself, we don't roast people anymore because we're too good of a team. There's no need to fight anymore on Monday nights. That's how Raw got started. Then I said to myself, but you know what? Just for old time's sake, let's go ahead and get raw and bring in Dante Pettis. Oh, this is Pettis' baby boy. He just gets beat so badly. I'm going to stop. I said I was going to stop a couple of weeks ago, and I still get wrapped up in these conversations beating up on Dante. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Today's headlines are, one of the ongoing subjects in the Niners community is over one of the current whipping boys, Dante Pettis. Pettis went from a projected golden boy for the 2019 season to a healthy scratch in Super Bowl 54. A recent trade scenario by ESPN's Field Yates would suggest that the impatience for Pettis is shared around the league. For people who have 49ers are none of their business, and they're talking about him. Here's the thing, man. Is the Houston Texans Kiki Coutee. Kiki Coutee. How do you grow up with a name like Kiki Coutee? I guess that's what made him a good football player. A trade to hope for by is that something you want? I'm just curious about that because would you trade Dante for Kiki? Or in fact, I'm going to expand it beyond that. I want to know. Anyway, Coutee is known, if you didn't know, as a dynamic receiver in the open field capable of eluding defenders. He's run the 40-yard dash in 4.43 seconds. He has a record of 34, recorded a 34.5-inch vertical leap, and bench presses 225 pounds 14 times. That's Dante. I've got to check that out, but I don't think Dante can do that, and Dante doesn't weigh 225. Kiki's so much smaller too. Kiki's real explosive. That is how his current teammate Will Fuller sees him. But Coutee's 50. He's 5'9", 183 pounds, but has a particular skill coveted by many a player with his ability to fit into those tight areas, catch the football and get upfield. He's a classic slot receiver. They say he never drops the ball. The thing is, I don't know that. Do we need another slot receiver? As for the 2019 season, killed all the popularity. I look at Dante, poor guy. For Dante, as for the 2019 season, killed all the popularity Dante built up in 2018. DP entered last offseason as the team's presumed number one. You remember that? Remember, if you was like me, you would have said, Dante's going to come in here and do just what George Kittle did in his second year. Oh, snap! He was supposed to be number one receiver, and he finished the year as a healthy scratch in the Super Bowl. His time with the Niners should maybe be terminated. It should maybe not be terminated just yet, though. And as I mentioned, ESPN's Field Yates trading Dante was mentioned yesterday, and I had to look into it just because I said, what? Who is Kiki Coutee? And what is a Kiki Coutee? So if you haven't done so yourself yet, let me briefly run you through it. Yates wrote a piece detailing 5 win-win trades around the NFL. One of his proposals involved sending Pettis to the Texans in exchange for wide receiver Kiki Coutee, 2018 fourth-round pick. Neither player has been turning heads over 2 years in the league. A direct trade seems unlikely for the Niners team that traded up to the second round to select Pettis in the same 2018 draft. Makes no sense. Giving up on him after his second season when he produced as a rookie, it may be a little premature, fam. I know last year we're basing all of our feelings on last year, but it's Pettis came on late in his rookie season to finish with 27 catches for 467 yards, 5 TD receptions. He was good enough to earn the inside track for the number one wide receiver, as we thought that was going to be the case last year, heading into camp in 2019. And yes, he was disappointing in training camp and struggled for his entire second season. Stanton up only 109 yards and 2 touchdowns on 11 receptions. Dante, where was you, man? Fam, let's go back. There was some telltale signs going to the very first game. Remember the Bucs game when it was brought to Coach Shanahan's attention that Dante only had 2 snaps? Remember that? And a lot of thought that was funny. I just thought it was an accident. Shanahan took the blame for it and said he will not let it happen again. And he's quoted saying Dante got a setback with his groin injury where he just missed some time to practice, so that gave him a little bit of a setback leading into week 1, which made it easier for Debo to start over him. You believe it? I mean, we went in knowing Debo was going to get more playing time. I definitely didn't plan on Dante getting only 2 snaps. He should have been in more than that. That starts with me. I'll make sure not to let that happen again, unquote. Oh, Kyle, you made it happen again, though, Kyle. Some of us thought that Debo had overtaken Pettis, but Shanahan said that wasn't the case. I know I did. I said, what did Dante do? Because remember, Dante was lagging in preseason camp last year. He got hurt, and all of a sudden, he just cannot play. So, I think he had a torn pec or something like that. Anyway, Shannon's further quoted saying it's definitely not Debo's job. It's not anyone's right now. That's something that I kind of talked about all preseason. No one's really taken that role. Remember, Shanahan kept saying, will somebody please assert themselves to the point that I can say, you're my guy? And we know that didn't happen until Emmanuel Sanders, which I guess nobody was doing it. Debo's a rookie. He didn't have a chance yet to get himself going. But Dante was supposed to be that guy, And Kendrick was having some struggles at the beginning of the season last year, too. And I don't know that Kyle ever looks at Kendrick as being his starter as much as he does that guy he has at all times that he really is necessary. But at any rate, that's the way things sort of fizzled out, and Debo started getting better and better, and Kyle developed a crush on Debo and just got over Dante real quick. But to go on with the rest, Dante took 9 snaps between weeks 11 and 12, and he didn't play again the rest of the year. But while his second season was indeed pitiful, the Niners are more likely to give Mrs. Pettis' baby boy another chance to succeed than replace him with another disappointing prospect like a Kiki Coutee. Kiki ain't did nothing special. Coutee has played only 15 games in 2 seasons with 50 catches, 541 yards, only 1 TD. Dante did that last year as bad as he was. There aren't a lot of reasons to believe Coutee would be a more productive player for the 49ers than DP. And DP's peak in the NFL, as I mentioned, has been better than Coutee's, even if Coutee was more consistent with his production. So Phil Yates, take that little scenario and throw it right in the trash can. Throw your computer in the trash can as well. We're not trading that. No way. Brace yourselves, old fam. The more likely scenario for DP is the Niners afford him every chance to climb back to the form he had during a 5-week stretch at the end of his rookie season when he had 20 catches for 359 yards and 4 TDs. With Debo nursing that broken foot and Richie James dealing with that broken wrist, Pettis will get plenty outside and in the slot to carve out a more significant role in the Niner receiving corps. Do you believe that? Yeah, you do. Come on, don't pick on him. If Dante, I tell you, if Dante doesn't answer the call this preseason, though, it's hard to imagine the Niners keep him on the roster. We just got too many guys. His work is cut out for him anyway. If Jalen Hurd comes in feeling well and does a good job, that's kind of making it rough for Dante. When you look at Juwan Jennings, I don't know that he can beat Dante out, but he's got a shot coming up. You got Trent Taylor, who's probably going to end up being one of the premier guys in camp. It's we got Ayuk is not going to get cut. So Dante's got his work cut out for him. But anyway, at that point, a trade becomes much more conceivable as the Niners aim to thin out the receiving room. Until then, though, get ready for some desperate attempts to impress by Dante! Most likely the Niners are going to give him every legitimate shot to make the team and have a role in the offense in 2020, fam. You don't trade up in the second, just in the second round and just throw him in the garbage. You work with that as long as you can. Just like that's why Solomon Thomas is still running around talking about, I'm a first round draft pick, because you gotta respect that. Is that all right with you though, fam? Is my question tonight. Have you had enough, and are you ready to bring on Kiki or anybody else that can be found, including draft picks, just to get that boy out of here? Oh, what's up with that? Are you going to be within your heart? Are you feeling any sympathy? Nobody feels any sympathy. This is the NFL. Not for long. Let's do it. Kevin Stewart. Hey, Kev. He said, I personally think Pettis is going to stay even though we don't need him. If Dante doesn't make some noise by week 6, I'd trade him. All right. And BLAQ Blackface 78. Shanahan traded up to get Pettis. He is going to get one more chance, especially since Debo went down. That's probably the bottom line right there. Mark Richards, I'd give Pettis another shot. All right. I said there. Russo SF49. Now, I said last year, I remember Russo was very much in Dante Pettis' corner. I had high hopes for Dante as well. I remember at that particular time at the beginning of the season. But Russo says Kiki Coutee has pulled his hamstring 4 times in the last 2 years. The guy can't stay healthy. Reminds you of Bruce Ellington all over again. Thank you for that info, because I tell you what, get all the intel you can on these guys before you go making any deals with them. I don't know what Phil Yates was thinking about. 4 times? He's too, no. He's only 5'9", too. I don't really like that. We got enough small guys. Matt S. Hey, shout out from Bend, Oregon. Hey, Matt. Mr. Block Eyes 2-2. I mean, stat-wise, it's not even a comparison. Both of those players' stats wasn't groundbreaking. And do you think we should take one more look at him before a trade? I heard he was going for Allen. Ooh, I hadn't heard about that. And living the dream, and I do agree. Yeah, I'm willing to give Dante another shot. And I think he's going to shine actually for some bizarre reason. I just got this feeling he's going to come out blazing. Because he's got the skill. We saw that against the Minnesota Vikings last year at the beginning of the season. He freaked me out. I said, what? That's Dante. Wow. When Garcon or nobody else is doing anything, Dante is. Living the dream says, hey, what up, 49ers for life? Bleed red and gold all day. Let's go, baby. 2020's our year. He sure is. Eduardo de Dios. Hey, he says, hey, Quan Alexander must be traded. Greenlaw has that spot locked in. Trade Jamal Adams for Jimmy Ward. Woo, there were some bold moves. I don't know, Eduardo. I don't know about. You need to keep Quan a little while longer. I don't see Jimmy Ward. Who you put on top? I don't think Adams is a center fielder. Anyway, let me put on my ears. Somebody said Jaquiski Tartt could actually play the center field position. I don't know if he do better than Ward. You got to have somebody at the top that's fluid, quick, and can make decisions and make a move. We'll see. Because I do think Adams, I think the 49ers did a call-up about him. They did. John always does. Hey, James, would you get on in here, please?
Hey, what's up, Ronbo? How you doing, man?
Doing great, James. Staying out of COVID's way and waiting for COVID to please go away. But James, in your area, you guys are doing great with COVID, though. Yeah, is it Connecticut, New Jersey, another couple places, and everybody else is like, uh-oh. But James, let's talk about something more pleasant. No, go ahead.
Yeah, right. Blessings to all. Do your best to stay alive. Wear a mask and social distancing. You got to do it to live. It's tough, but hey, we'll get through it by the grace of God. And with that being said, I look at it like this. I don't know what Phil Yates has been drinking or smoking or combinating or snorting or triple comboing together, however he's been doing it. But Kiki Coutee,
something like that.
Coutee, whatever his name is, I can't even. I'd like to hear him pronounce it before I pronounce something in front of him, because he'd be like, "Dad, you sound that bad?" Yeah, it does. But anyway, that guy has been injured so much. That guy that sent you the DM, that Niners fan, he was right, man. That this guy's been injured more than he's been on the field. And, we don't, what's any different in Dante than him? Dante can stay healthy, but he just is not, he just doesn't. I think someone had said, I think I heard you say when you came on that he had found a prowess in it. I'm just wondering, what do you mean prowess? Like, ain't that related to what cats do? They prowl, and I mean, but I tell you one thing, he surely didn't show it. Let me tell you, I can tell you the game that he really started to lose all his. Kyle Shanahan was really starting to lose all his patience with Dante Pettis. That Pittsburgh game, remember him and Marquise Goodwin? Wide open on deep balls. And Goodwin kind of stumbled to something and the ball went right by him. Or no, he caught it in his hands.
And it hit him all in his chest.
Like said, boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And down to the dirt.
And then Dante is wide open to the right of Jimmy on the side of the field over by the sideline. Ain't a defender near him for 28 yards. They almost on the other side of the field. All he has to do is catch the ball, run straight into the end zone and score. And when he dropped that ball, man, listen, Kyle Shanahan blew a gasket, man. And right now, I see him as trade bait. But I tell you what's really going to be interesting in this offense. I think, they're already looking at, situations like, I hope we can keep Kittle, but I don't believe the 49ers will go no more than probably $14 million. And if that can't happen, then you got the next 2 years you could franchise tag him and trade him. That's all you can do. But with that being said, now I'm hearing all these great things about Jerick McKinnon, and I hope it's so, because we haven't got a chance to see. We got a glimpse of seeing Tevin Coleman catching passes out of the backfield from Jimmy Garoppolo, that X-dragger play, which is such a play because if the defense thinks the running back is going to block, he's wide open 5 yards downfield with all the defenders in front of him, chasing the receivers. So it's a bang-bang play that, we've seen some of it with Tevin Coleman. We've seen some of it with Jeffrey Wilson. But I think when I watch the tape of Jerick McKinnon, he's like another element with that, man. I mean, this guy is a boy. Listen, healthy, and that offense, I could already envision it, man. And that right there is
that's what people don't understand. In this offense, right? Yes, that's true.
This offense in particular, with Shanahan designing it up and scheming it up, the running backs are going to really eat out the backfield. So where do if he knows that all his running backs are there, I don't think it's a question of trading Dante. The question is who would take him and for what? Can you give him a couple of Gatorade coolers with it? Some of them blocking dummies? You know what I'm saying? So,
you're right, James, because you mentioned Jerick McKinnon. You got another wide receiver now you can put in the slot, or he can do slot damage because the fact is, like you said, he can stand back and wait for the play to develop, shoot the gap, shoot the sideline. He can go anywhere he wants.
That's it.
So yeah,
that's it. And it's a lot of smoke screen and mirrors, even sitting those two receivers out in like a front and back set where it looks like some kind of smoke screen is coming to the edge of the sideline. But the running back is sitting behind Jimmy. Now, if the defense bites trying to cover that receiver possibly going to the sideline, Jerick McKinnon or whoever's in the backfield, Tevin or Jeff Wilson, Raheem, that's an 8 or 9 yard clip right up the gap of the middle of the defense. So a lot of this by design.
And if the slot cover, let's say Trent Taylor takes off out of the slot, now suddenly there's an open lane. Jerick McKinnon drops off into the void, and who's there? Linebacker. There's no linebacker that stopped Jerick McKinnon. It's all set up.
I'm telling you.
Even before you see it. James, we ran out of time.
Yeah,
we'll be back this weekend. Ronbo. We'll continue. All right.
Thank you for what you do, man. Niner Empire, Niner for life. Everyone, please do your best. I know it's aggravating with a piece of cloth on your mouth, and some of you got probably halitosis. I got some when I got the mask on, but hey, It is what it is. Just keep living. Be blessed and have a great evening, man.
All right. Thanks, James. Talk to you later. All right. And I noticed local 49ers fan who claims that all the participants sitting in the stands in Arizona are paid spectators. Hey, local 49ers fan says, what up? Today's my birthday. Of course we can sing. And remember, Arizona has no fans. I love that. He's the first person. He's been singing that for over a year. And I want to tell you, though, local 49ers fan, I want to apply that also to the Rams. It's the same fans. They go from one stadium to another. Happy, happy BB, happy BB, happy Bill, happy Niners birthday to the local 49ers fan. Happy Niners birthday to local 49ers fan. Happy Niners birthday to the man who has spotlighted a bunch of fakes sitting around in Arizona and also has been seen in L.A. Happy Niners birthday to local 49ers fan. Well, I tell you, I love when you guys have birthdays. I can't wait to do that. You got to try it sometimes. You get this little tickly feeling right around this area right here in the abs. Dre, would you come in and tell us, Dre, what is on your mind regarding Mrs. Pettis' child, Gary's baby boy? Man, Dre, what's up?
Nah, Coutee, man, he is a walking injury, bro. He gets injured more than Will Fuller.
I just
And Will
heard about
Fuller
it.
gets injured quite a bit. Nah, that's not gonna happen, man. We're not, with Debo down for possibly week 1 or week 2, and Richie down. We need all the guys who know this system, who's been in this system, man. We don't need to trade for an injury-prone guy who's gonna have to come in and learn the system.
Dre, let me ask you a
I even
question
talked
on
about.
that one point just a second. Is it speed, guys? I'm starting to think these dudes who run 4.3s and stuff like that, but this guy, he only runs a 4.4. I'm thinking stay away from these dudes because they go pull up lame. Their body cannot handle their own speed.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about knowing how to control the speed, knowing how to come out of your brakes, knowing how to gather your feet when you're about to make a cut. There's a lot of things that plays into it, man. When you're just playing 100 miles an hour at all times, yeah, you're guaranteed to come up lame. I think it's all about being controlled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think for some guys that might take a long time to learn. I've seen a report about it, but it's not going to happen, man. Kyle Shanahan is not going to trade Dante Pettis for a guy who doesn't know the system. I think that's pretty much out of the picture.
And that's 4.4 ain't that fast. Dre, are you prepared to give up on Dante Pettis? I mean, how do you feel about Dante? Because, we watched 1 year of bad football from Dante. He got ignored. Debo came in and showed him out, and Kyle took his better option. But is that a good reason to go ahead and say, Dante, you that's enough. You got to go. Is that it?
We can't let go of Dante at this point. We can't. We have 2 injured guys who,
Yeah.
And one of them is supposed to be the wide receiver 1. So you kind of not be smart to let go of Dante. Also, Coutee, he plays slot.
Yes.
We don't need another slot.
I know we got plenty of slots.
He can't play. He doesn't play outside the numbers like Dante.
It's too small.
They drafted Coutee to come in, and be the slot for Will Fuller and DeAndre Hopkins. And I mean, it just hasn't panned out, man. Like, this dude stays on the IR list. It's not something that's going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's not feasible. It'll kind of put us behind the ball with trading Dante Pettis. Who knows, man? This might be the life raft that Dante Pettis needed
You
to
know,
save his career as far as being
storybook, ain't
a
it?
49er.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
man.
goes down.
He been
Dante gets his
through.
chance. He shines.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, you really can't blame anything else right now. Like if Dante, he has an opportunity right now, right? So
Big.
you know what I'm saying? Trey, you can disagree with knowing the system, but this is not a system that you just come in and you learn on the first week. It
Yeah,
took it took
boy.
Debo Samuels eight weeks to be comfortable in this system. So, but I mean, you like to argue. That's what you do. I still love you, bro. But it's
Is Trey in there
there's
arguing?
no training camp. There's no mini
Oh, I
camp.
see it.
There's no none of that shit. So yeah, there's no training camp. There's no mini camp. There's no none of that shit. So like, you're gonna have to come in and you're gonna be behind the eight ball. Dante Pettis is not gonna get traded for Courtney Kuche, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I know,
It's
right?
just not gonna happen. Yeah.
By the way, Trey, please give us your option for Dante Pettis. So I'm curious because Trey says, I disagree with the know the system take. You can know the system and not perform as well as the guy that doesn't know the system. Dante's a serial underperformer. That's what, Dre, if there were somebody, you got anybody in mind that you'd like to trade for? Would you just rather have a draft pick or just like you said?
Nobody's gonna trade for Dante Pettis. Like, what are you people? I don't get it. Like, man, I don't want to call people stupid, but like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, who the fuck is jumping out of the window to trade for Dante Pettis? Like, shut up,
phone
bro.
just
God,
ringing. I can't stop. I had to turn it off. Everyone kept
yeah,
calling me
bro.
about
Like,
Dante.
y'all act like we people is
It's
calling
chomping at
John
the
Lynch,
bit.
begging him to trade for Dante Pettis, bro. Like, come on, man. We talking about him. We talking about trading him for a guy who then played 2 or 3 seasons and only played 15 damn games. Like, is that like a hot take or something? Like, for real? Come on, bro.
Because
Let's
the
be honest
Texans are
about
tired of
this, man.
Coutee. Yeah, so give them the 49ers. We'll take Dante.
Yeah,
And you know what?
man, that ain't
If we
happening.
did do that deal, the Texans need to give us a draft pick on top of that, though. And they ain't no straight up deal. Y'all got to give us a 4th round, a 5th round pick or something. And then we'll take Coutee.
Nah,
We're going to cut him anyway.
Yeah, man, I don't know, bro. What I do know is that Kyle Shanahan's not going to trade Dante Pettis. I bet you
Well,
that.
yeah,
He's
I
not going to
agree
trade
with
him
that,
for a
too.
guy. He's not going to trade him for an injury-prone guy. I could tell you that.
Well,
You
that
know what I
makes sense.
mean?
Well, Drake,
Like everybody. Yeah, go ahead. My
we
bad.
got to pull up. I'm going to see you on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
Yeah,
we got to
man.
pull up because it's late.
Niners all day. Go to YouTube. Niners all day. Subscribe. Ronbo is going to be on Thursday night at 6:30. Saturday we doing the fan interaction show. And I'm gonna be on Grant Cohn on Saturday. So man, it's a lot of stuff coming up from Niners all day.
Right,
Man, we
Trey,
appreciate y'all.
setting the
Man,
stuff
shout out
up.
to the TNT fan. Yeah, man, shout out to TNT fan, man. Trey Tress, Big Show, Jerry Fresh, Russo. I see you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen you in a while, bro. It's good to see you. I'm a player partner, Will, man. All the guys out there, man. Yeah, Dante is gonna be a Niner.
All right. All right, Trey. See you Thursday. All right. Night. And bang, bang, that dude from New Jersey, the Jersey Niner, Mel.
You already know what time it is when you hear that bang, bang all day. What's good, Ronbo?
Mel, I'm glad you called in tonight because, Mel, you always put full perspective on everybody, even if they're having struggles, even if they're really good and they're getting way more credit than they should. Mel always, you an Indian boy, you always bring it right back, left, right back to center. Mel, Dante Pettis.
No doubt.
Now, Kiki Coutee is a joke. Phil Yates is feeling himself on making that deal. But beyond that, are people acting too quickly on Dante? Should the patience be there, or have you had enough? What are you thinking?
No, I've had enough. And this is why. I'm not going to cite his statistics. I'm not going to cite how his numbers dropped off because that doesn't matter to me. Anything can happen throughout the course of the season that affects the numbers. The numbers don't always reflect the impact the player has. Right. My beef with Dante is not that his numbers drop. My beef with Dante is he doesn't have that killer instinct. He doesn't have that competitive drive and that hunger that I need in my football players. He doesn't have that. He's perfectly content with sitting the bench. He's perfectly content with being in the doghouse. He doesn't try to fight his way out of it. And you can't have that, man. We're talking about trying to win the big dance, baby. We need killers. We need killers on our team. So that's my beef with Dante. But yeah, so first of all, shout out to James, man. I love hearing from James, my fellow New Jersey native.
Yeah.
I love his perspective. He knows the game. And definitely shout out to Dre as well, because he made a point that I was definitely going to make. We can't complain about the individual with whom they're talking about, or for whom they're talking about trading Dante Pettis. That's a lateral move as far as anybody's concerned. As far as, skill for skill set and all of that, that's a lateral move. What do the people saying to trade Dante, what do you think we're going to get for him? Who do you think wants Dante Pettis enough to give up anything significant? I personally don't think we could trade him to Ronald McDonald for a medium fries and a McChicken. I don't think that.
No McChicken. That's too good. A bag of fries. That's it. Maybe a half a milkshake.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, an old crusty nasty milkshake too. A warm one. But
sit down all day.
So that's the frustrating part about even talking about this guy, is that he's so talented, man. He could be a top receiver in the NFL. He could be a Pro Bowl wide receiver with his skill set. He has the talent. He has the ability. His route running is stellar. He knows how to create separation. He just doesn't have that killer instinct. He does not want the ball on big plays. He doesn't want the ball on third down.
You got to have that as a receiver.
He does not want to go over the middle. Right. He does not want to go across the middle. It's crazy. He drops the ball. He's not even upset with himself when
what is that DB's name in Minnesota that used to be famous? Because he covered Dante in that game.
Minnesota.
Xavier Rhodes. Remember?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was in an argument and I was out of line, and some dude said, I forget it. Some dude was trolling over on Instagram. I said, you know what? Dante, there's not a DB that's going to be able to cover Dante. And Xavier Rhodes ain't no exception. Man, come on, man. You're talking at your ass. Xavier Rhodes that rookie ain't going to do nothing with Xavier. I said, okay, you watch. I lucked out on that because after I said it, I said, maybe I went too far. Dante did smoke Xavier on a couple of plays. I said, whoa, all right. See, that's when you knew he was good, though.
And that's what pisses me off. Like, bro, and his father's like a professional athlete, too.
Gary?
So it's like, man, your father's not ashamed of you? Man, my pop would be ashamed of me. When I was playing ball, my pop never missed a game of mine until I got to college and we had like the games that were far away. He couldn't come to those, but he never missed a game of mine. Man, do you know what my father would have done to me if I would have run the ball across the middle and kind of choked up or alligator armed it, or if I got scared to take a hit? So I heard footsteps and dropped the ball. Do you know what my father would have done to me? He'd have disowned me. I wasn't raised like that.
Or embarrass you by saying everything they can in front of everybody. Yeah, my dad was the same way.
You are scared of contact. If you're scared of getting hit, you're scared of taking hits. This is simply just not the sport for you, bro. It's really as simple as that. If you can't take getting punched in the face, don't hop in the boxing ring. That's just what it is. That's how it works. So, I don't know, man. And the saddest part is, Ronbo, that's not something that you can teach. You can't teach it or learn it. You either have that or you don't. True. Now, there are some individuals who may develop that or awaken their courage, but that's a very rare situation. Yeah. So, man, I'm rooting for Dante, honestly, man. I hope he comes and proves all of us wrong. I hope he comes in and does what he's supposed to do. And does a number
that he's supposed to. And Mel, you mentioned that, and the fact is that he got to this level, and I don't think Dante just now got that way. This is what amazes me.
Right.
So I'm
right.
I'm
See, this is the thing. His ability was able to, because his ability is crazy. His skill set is crazy. So that was able to carry him up through college. But you see the guys that we've been drafting on both sides of the ball, man. I call them all NWA.
And that's
NWA, why, man. Niners with an attitude.
That's right. And that's why Dante's is done. Mel, we got to pull up, though.
Right.
I'm going to see you this weekend, all right?
Yeah. I ain't even do what I came to do because I told you, Dion, I love you. You're going to catch the business, though. Yeah, stop talking about my boy McKinnon like that. And Trez, I got you too. I love y'all brothers, man. Ronbo, as always, thank you.
All right.
I appreciate you having me on your show.
Thanks, fam.
And I'll talk to you later this week.
All right. Looking forward. All right, Mel.
All right, my brother, I'm gone.
All right. There goes Mel. Bang, bang, psst, in a puff of smoke. And by the way, as I say, now, Mr. Johnson, as usual,
Thank you.
your perception is scarred and kind of strange. I'm not taking any side on this, not particularly.
You want
I
to
said
some pizza?
I'm saying I'm not going to jump on Dante anymore.
Have a good night.
Listen, who is this? Is that Mel? Anyway, I said I'm going to stop knocking. I didn't say anybody else had to. So Frank Johnson, please, I understand that you think you're a football expert, but I'm not impressed. But you are good for a laugh. Hey, we got on the phone now. Well, it's Dollar Bill. Well, tonight, Dante Pettis front and center. And since Phil Yates has actually given us an option of all people, Phil Yates has said that you guys should trade Dante for Kiki Coutee. And now, of course, the first thing you say is, what is a Kiki Coutee, right? So we find out Coutee's a slot receiver that has a lot of issues keeping healthy, right? And Dante's probably pretty much outplayed him so far. But the question tonight is, do you trade Dante now, or have you seen enough already for that to be the case, or are you willing to give Dante another shot? Hoping for the best.
First of all, Phil Yates must have got a call from the crazy people. The crazy people called him and told him to say something stupid today. So I don't know why he posted that junk. Had to been the crazy people. But man, his name ain't Dante Pettis. His name is Dante Panties. Because
everybody's got the same version on that. You're not calling him a weak sister, are you? Oh no.
Man, he wear panties, man. He wear panties and he like kittens. I'm telling you, man, the dude has no dog in him, man. The dude, I agree with Mel. The dude got all the talent in the world. He can shake you off the line. He got the skill to separate and all that good stuff. But he just don't have that dog mentality, man. He just don't got it. Like, oh. But we've been asking him all last season, please show up at least one game. He showed up one game against Pittsburgh. He had caught the game-winning touchdown.
Two.
And that was it.
2 games. The Rams. Remember, I forgot about it too, but I look back. Dante had a day against the Rams.
Well, he just caught that one pass near the 2-yard line to set that run score up. That's the only pass I saw him catch. But that was it.
I thought he had more than that.
That was it, man. Well, I'm wrong. The Arizona game, when they played in Arizona, he caught that deep ball in the corner.
Yes, he he had sporadic moments.
Yeah, he has sporadic moments, but you need to show up all the time.
Consistency.
You know what I'm saying? And that Coutee dude, whatever that dude's name is, he's an injury-prone receiver, man. The last thing we need is people on this team that got injury history. So we good on that. We don't need we got enough receivers as it is. They gonna battle it out at camp if there is one, and we gonna find out who's gonna make the team or not at that position. But we don't need to bring no other guy in.
I know. And you're gonna cut so many guys. Go ahead.
Yeah. And to your question about Trey Pettis haven't done anything to have him get traded for. I mean, how people gonna look at him on tape to propose a trade? You don't have nothing. I mean, there's no trade value for him at all because he haven't done anything on the field. He hasn't put in the work on game days to where he can get traded. So no, there's no trade value for Dante Pettis. Unless there's a team out there that's really, 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 really desperate, need a wide receiver or something, then, probably that'll happen. But other than that, man, you're not getting nothing for Dante Pettis. He's nothing.
But you know what'd be interesting? Let's say they go ahead and they cut Dante because like you're saying, they can't make a deal for him, right? I do wonder though, would a team pick him up? He's not, what is he, third year? So I guess they continue his rookie contract. Whoever picks him up, I have a feeling he'd get picked up that same day. Because like you were saying, he's got skills, but there's something they need to do. I don't know if it's run certain kind of plays for him or something, isolate him where he's not going to have to be concerned about initial hits, and he can do his thing wide open. I don't know, but I do think he's got talent.
If in order for Dante Pettis to get traded to another team, that team has to be low on receivers or something else. I mean, I don't know. Either they have to be low on receivers and they need receivers to come in the team to work out to see if they can make the team or something else. I don't know, but there is a silver lining for him due to the fact that Debo is hurt. You know, we hope and pray that Debo is recovering fast and well and don't step back. But while he's down, this is a time for him to step up. This is his last shot, Ronbo.
No, I know.
This is his make. Yeah,
Kyle already said that. Actually,
right. If he doesn't show up, he's gone.
Yeah.
Right. If he doesn't show up, Ronbo, he's gone. Him and his kittens, they gone. They out of here. So,
oh God.
So I mean, this is his last shot. So it's up to him. It is up to him. Kyle is giving his man so many chances. It is up to him to go out on this field this season and prove to himself and prove to us that he's worth being in the red and gold. Because if not, man, you get Jazz out of here. We don't need you, man. We need talent. We need people that can show up week in and week out. So, you know.
And the bad thing, Will, is with the 49ers, with the receiving room as big as the 49ers have, actually, every player that gives them an excuse to say goodbye, the 49ers are looking forward to it, actually. And it goes to everybody except for Ayuk, Debo, Taylor, most likely. Well, Taylor's not going to come up weak. See, Taylor, Ayuk, Debo, they're going to take all the time they can with keeping Jalen Hurd. That's already 4 guys. There's actually basically 2 spots, maybe 3, left on this roster.
He going to have an uphill battle. I mean, he has a shot, but it's going to be an uphill battle. That's why I say he's going to have to really put in some work. He's going to have to really show Kyle what he got this year. He's going to have to really show him. Because by the looks of it, it's going to be an uphill battle for him because of the talent that we already got. So, man. It's on him.
All right, let's see what he does. The ball's in his court. Will, I'll be looking for you this weekend, man. All right?
All right, you too, Ronbo, man. Shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Appreciate what you do, man. Shout out to my TNT fam. Shout out to my TNT fam, my player partner Dre, Trey Trez, Big Show, Russo, all them guys, man. Shout out to the Ronbo Sports Fan Club, Rico, Jersey Joe, Sheik, Sewell, all them guys, man. San Francisco 49ers, Tampa Bay, Florida, Super Bowl 55, and it will not be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because it will be the San Francisco 49ers versus to be announced. I am Ronbo.
I feel nice. And Frank, Frank, you're such easy pickers because you make stupid takes. I like weak players, Eric Armstead, Jimmy Ward, and by the way, there's about 3 other guys. So please, if you're going to try to take shots at me, know what you're talking about. That was weak. Hey, Alex, come on in, man.
What's up, Ronbo?
Alex, tonight we put the spotlight on the hopeful 2019 Golden Boy that didn't make it quite yet. But he's got one more shot. If he can get by the 2020 training camp, he could be in because Debo's nursing a foot. I don't know if you feel, Alex, but I'm not sure if Richie James was going to make it anyway. But the thing is, there's a bunch of other guys waiting for Dante. Can he rise above, or should we go get Kiki Coutee?
All right, Ronbo, you ready for this, man? All right.
I'm so ready.
we gotta start with the foundation. All right. When we drafted Dante Pettis, he came in as, you know, college football's leading return man. He literally couldn't even win what he was known for. Like, he couldn't even come in and take over a kick returning position with the Niners that was completely open, and he couldn't even win what he was historically known for. So that is the first. I would say that's a red flag. You know what I mean? That's the first red flag. The fact that he instantly came out as a guy who needs interior and exterior confidence around him and can't manifest it always within himself. And that you saw that with the inconsistencies through these 2 years, let alone his rookie year. It took him a minute. Which benefit of the doubt, you're a rookie, you get the benefit of the doubt. But coming into year 2, confidence should not be an issue because, in my eyes, he was given the starting role in a Shanahan offense that's meant to make it easy for skill positions, and he has yet to succeed. So we are not, we're Niner fans. We watch Jerry Rice. We watch T.O. You know what I mean? We had, at the end of their careers, Isaac Bruce and Randy Moss and stuff like that. We've been spoiled with seeing great receivers. And when you look at Deebo, when you look at Dante, you see two different people, or, two different specimens, and only one of them succeeding. And one of them, had the benefit of the doubt in his corner and still took it and ran with it because he came here to ball. So, a lot of people are sitting here shooting down the fact that there's any trade value for him. And in my eyes, we just traded Marquise Goodwin for, swapping a draft pick, and his value is 12 plays, all 80 yards.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's a brilliant comparison. I like that. Anybody's
we traded up for Reuben Foster with all the red flags, but we traded for his potential. We traded for what we envisioned. You know what I mean? And so we see trades all the time. Marcus Peters got traded for a 5th round pick last year. You know what I mean? And this dude's been, it's Jekyll and Hyde, but Dante Pettis is the exact same. So with the fact that he comes in with a 2nd round, pick grade, we traded up for him. I believe we could easily get a 5th round pick. And to me, that's great because we got George Kittle and Dre Greenlaw in the 5th round.
Because like Trey pointed out, I'd forgotten the Texans might take a pick or give up a pick, and also the Jets are in need of receivers. That's a good point. There are places you can actually.
It might not be as just a receiver. Some person might say, "We want you to come in and be our return guy. That is what you are known for."
Yeah.
And they could look at with San Francisco. Oh, they just didn't give him a chance. They already had their favorite guy, Richie James. But that's not even what it was.
Alex,
Dante Pettis has been given the keys since day one.
Do you have any theories on why the 49ers did not want to use him as a return man? I was always curious about that. They never really did.
To me, I think it's not literally the reason why, but the Kyle Williams factor. Confidence is so huge in the return game because it's not just the kick return.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The punt returns of, the fumbling that ball. You know what I mean? They need a guy that, whether the dude's running at you at 90 mile an hour or they're 50 feet away, you're going to catch that ball.
Yeah.
And, they got to trust what they have. Is Richie James as fast as Dante? No. Is he as physical per se, like in terms of size and stuff? No.
Yeah.
But the dude's not afraid either. So, that's one of those things, like a return man's got to be fearless. But, do I think we'll trade Dante prematurely? No, because I just don't think Shanahan wants to do that. As other people said, we're kind of, our depth is unproven at receiver. Emmanuel Sanders, our guy that kind of came in to try to, show these young guys the way it's got to be done. He was only there for a short time.
Half a season.
One thing that hasn't been factored in yet is there are veteran receivers on the market, and there are better receivers on the market than Dante Pettis. We don't even have to see him in a Niners jersey to say, hey, he's better. If the Niners go out and sign Martavis Bryant, ain't nobody going to sit here and act like he ain't taking Dante Pettis' job when he does Dante Pettis' job better.
Bryant, I forgot about him. Alex, good stuff. We got to pull up though. Alex, and I got to talk to you later on this evening anyway. We'll get together shortly here, okay?
All right, man. I'll be talking to you.
All right, Alex. Have a good night. I forgot about Martavis. He's like didn't he do something strange when he was in Oakland? I forgot what he did. Was he a bad citizen? Anyway, I don't know. 49ers probably aren't going to call him. Area code is 770. Who is this? Seven seven zero.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yay!
Hello?
Who is this?
This is Dave, man, from Atlanta. How you doing?
I'm sorry, I missed it. You're from Atlanta. What is your name?
Dave.
Dave. Hey, Dave. Come on in,
Yeah.
man. How you
How
doing?
you doing, man? Yeah, man. Big fan for you, man. Like I'm hearing this discussion, and I'm like, wow. Dante Pettis, my guy. He's definitely done, man. He's had his time, my brother. Ronbo, he's had his time. As you can see lately,
Yeah.
Cal and John have gone after these dogs. They want receivers that, have that yak, that toughness, that, they want that Jawan Jennings, that IU, that Debo Samuels. He has have been given a couple of years. He just hadn't shown up, man. I mean, the Seattle game, I think that's why I checked out. The Seattle game, coming across the middle, missing those passes. I mean, not putting effort into it. He's different. I don't want to judge him off of his persona. We don't know him personally. It's not our responsibility.
That's a good point.
Make a judgment on him. We don't know him. A lot of these guys, if you really look into a lot of these guys in their personal life, you'd be probably surprised. So it's like leave them alone until they perform what we see on the field. Let's go by that. You know what I mean? And what we've seen from him, he is talented. He has all the tools. It's not even a question of his talent. We've talked about that over and over again. But at this point, we've seen him. But here's my question for you. Okay, so training camp starts in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Who is your top 3 starting receivers right now? Given everything, your top 3. And we run 3 wide a lot. So
okay, and Debo's not going to be in the mix right now because he's hurt, right?
Nope, no
okay.
Debo. I'm hearing Trent Taylor's recovering. Richie James is out. You're starting 3 receivers.
I can't use Trent Taylor. I thought Trent was okay. I was immediately gonna put Trent.
I don't know
in the
if he's full. I'm not sure if he's 100%.
If he's clear
now, but your top 3 that you trust that can start right now with the offense. Your top 3. We run a lot. We run some 3 receivers.
Yeah, well, okay. I can. Of course, I'm going to put Kendrick Bourne. I'm going to put him in the slot because
absolutely.
And
you have to.
Yeah, on the outside of him, I'm gonna have to go with Dante on one side. I'm gonna go ahead.
See?
And it's well, that's what it said. I'm gonna go with Dante on the side. I'm gonna go ahead and run the risk of putting. I'm gonna put Jalen Hurd has got my other guy. I gotta have him on the field. I want to know if what I saw was a mirage or not, because he looks dynamically tough to me and confident. So here's my 3.
Jesus, he's familiar with the offense. So remember, you got to know who understands the concepts, who can line up right. I mean, you got Brandon Ayuk, all these guys, these big, these guys. They're athletes. They're going to be certain plays for them. They can draw off anything. You know what I mean? It's not in a question these guys are going to be on the field. Not a question. But my question is, who knows the offense? Who's going to be in the physical, wide receiver room? They can actually go and line up on the first day. You say Dante Pettis. I agree with that. To be honest with you, all right.
Do it.
Travis Benjamin. Does he line up? He knows the offense.
I could put him in the slot.
Do we trust him? We don't know.
Yeah, but like you're saying, it's Kyle Shannon's his offensive playbook is evolved since Travis was with him. So Travis got to come in and learn a few things.
He's got to learn too. Yeah. I mean, they've had a lot of Zoom meetings now. Looking at the what we've seen from the press and what we're learning, they've had a lot of Zoom meetings. They've had a lot of classroom stuff.
True.
So he may be caught up, but I mean, let me ask you this question: what do you think about someone like Taylor Gabriel? He's still out there. How much would he want to come out? He understands the offense. If we get to that point where we need him, you see, I won him last year too. How much does he want first? How much does he want? A, B, can we stretch it out a little longer till we get closer to maybe that little period during training camp, after training camp, when people getting cut? I mean, who's going to be out there then? Some of these, I mean, you just never know. It's so much to be done, but I'm saying, Taylor Gabriel is someone that John,
Used
Cal
well.
has a relationship with.
Yes.
Well, he fits that. He's a speed guy. How much does he want? I mean, what's the deal? That's somebody that you got to look at. I mean,
I wanted at the beginning of the season. I said, you know what? This is the obvious. As soon as I heard Taylor was leaving Chicago, oh, get him, John. Get him, Kyle. Because that.
Yep, I was
he's
right there
gonna
with
come
you.
in.
I was listening to you. I was right there with you. I was
hit
right
the
there. I
ground.
was like, yep,
Wow.
he would fit. He hit the ground running. I mean, he loves Taylor. I'm sorry. He loves him. He's proven himself, man. He's someone who knows. But how much does he want? His stock could drop as he gets, training camp time and get that little window where people starting to, make the cuts and people starting to get a little more desperate with who they might need. But I'm just saying, I mean, guys like that are out there. There was a name that was mentioned earlier. I wouldn't go after Dez Bryant. I think there's way more talent out there.
I'm
than
so.
him. We could do way better than that.
Yeah.
Demarius, who's some other free agents? I was looking it up. There's another couple of names out there that if we got desperate, think about it though, guys. I mean,
Well, somebody just mentioned Martavis
training
Bryant.
camp is gruesome.
Yeah.
Martavis Bryant, that's one of my buddies. It's his cousin. He's nice. I mean, he makes some bad decisions, but he's out there. There's a few other names out there.
Yeah.
That,
you,
I mean, it
Dave,
could work. I mean, who's to say?
Before we run out of time, I got one question I want to ask you as well. Why the 49ers switched gears last year, as you know, as you just alluded to. They want to go with the tough guys, the yak guys. At that point, actually, it would have been smart. Wouldn't it have been smart to trade going into last season, since they know Dante doesn't fit the new mold? Why didn't they try to get some for him last year? Because they knew pretty much they were through with him.
Last year.
Going into the season before he displayed.
I don't think they were sold that he was not going to be that guy last year. I think they weren't sold on him. They really wanted to give him at least that second year in the offense and give him a fair shot. Yeah. I mean, he played, you say, roughly half the season. I mean, he did. They gave him chance after chance, and you saw when Kyle was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
But he did get – they probably want to see him one more year, I think, and just to see what he would do. I mean, but we're done with Dante. But experience-wise, if it was to start training camp, he'd probably be out there. I think this training camp is going to be a decision. After training camp, they're probably going to make a decision. I don't know, to make a decision that they're probably going to leave him alone. I mean, they're going to let him see how – I mean, he has a chance. I think he has a chance.
We'll
if
see.
he goes out there and he performs, we'll see.
We'll see. Dave, good stuff, man.
I appreciate you, man. I just want to say I appreciate you, man, and you keep doing what you're doing, guys. Dre, Will, Phil, all you, James, those guys, I really appreciate what you guys bring, and you guys make my day, man. I really appreciate you guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
All right, that's great stuff, Dave. We all appreciate
you. All right, man. Take care.
All right. Night, Dave.
All right, man. All right, bye.
Yeah. This is Dante. Because Dante, he just he causes a whole banquet of thoughts when you start thinking about him, because you know how good he is. You see his talent on display, and then you see some things you don't really appreciate about him. And you're wondering, can he bring it all together and be a productive football player? And can Kyle, somehow through the magic of what he does with his play calling and designs, can he actually make Dante productive? Because you know what I think, though? I do think that Kyle may have soured on him to the point where he's like, I'm just not going to waste any more of my brain matter trying to work with him. He either comes in and does what he's supposed to do. I said the 49ers have already turned the corner, went in another direction, and that's why I'm thinking, is Dante going to fit into the program? We'll see, though. Hey, I know Dion's got an opinion on that matter. Dion!
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
D, man. I just thought we put like Dante. I said, this is it for Dante, man. He's got some skills, but it's like Dave just pointed out, the 49ers have taken off in another direction. Not to say the 49ers aren't going to be versatile in what they do as far as their wide receiver concepts, but I mean, does it look like Dante can fit with these guys? And can he, is what I'm thinking. So.
Ronbo, we all know Dante is. Come on now. Anybody out there vying for him, anybody out there fighting for him, you must be out of your damn mind. Dante, done. Okay? Let's just leave him to play with his kittens and bake his cookies and go take pictures and become a photographer. The man does not have the drive. He does not have the will to play football. If you play a position where you must go across the middle, and you must take getting lit up here and there. And you can't do that. Why are you on the football field? Let me tell you something, man. I used to play football with my boys with no pads in the park.
All right. But we all played that. We all did that. We had no fear. You're right. Why were we afraid?
So think about that. If we can go out there with no pads, knowing there's a high probability of injury, we have no pads, we have no helmet, we have no nothing.
But did you think about getting hurt, though, D? I never worried about getting hurt. And dudes was trying to kill you on every tackle.
I wouldn't think about getting hurt. I can tell you right now, I have a scar on my right hand that is still there from when we were playing football in the street. And if y'all remember sideline pop, you get close to that sideline, you get popped. I got popped. I scraped my hand. You know what I did? I went right to my grandmother's house, cleaned my wound up, put a Band-Aid on it, and went right back. And Dante doesn't have that kind of fight in him. That comes from when you were a kid, man. And here's the issue. The reason Dante hasn't gone anywhere all this time is because of an unfortunate thing that we have with our head coach. Shanahan picks guys and will not let go. He doesn't want to look like he with those people. Look at some of the people he drafted. He drafted Dante Pettis. He had one good half of a season. The next season he all but disappeared. He scored a touchdown versus the Steelers and versus the Cardinals. In the Cardinal game, he was just wide the fuck open. So then you have C.J. Beathard. C.J. Beathard.
That was going to be my first example. Yeah.
He's a backup, and he will not let the man go. You should have got rid of C.J. Beathard and cut him up. They got him off the books. Shanahan has a thing where he doesn't want to let go of guys that he either brought in and or drafted because he doesn't want to look like he failed with those players.
You're not saying ego, are you?
No,
it is.
Maybe partially it is, but you got to think about it. You don't want to look bad like I couldn't fix this person, but you keep giving them a chance. It doesn't work. It's like adopting an animal that just continues to bite you, and you keep giving the animal a chance to kind of get itself together, and you're not worried about it. But every now and then, when you go try to feed it, it just bites you and keeps nicking you up, and you got scratches and everything. And you're saying, man, I don't want to give this animal to a shelter because I don't want nothing bad to happen. But at the end of the day, it's like, look, if the animal can't be trained, it cannot be trained. If Dante cannot find that dog in him, he should sit down with maybe his dad and say, Pops, what am I missing? What do I need to do? But you have to have that fight in you, and he doesn't have it. And as far as what the other guy said about the starting three receivers, you start probably KB, and you'll go ahead and you'll start either Brandon Ayuk or Jalen Hurd, whoever shows up and shows out in training camp, and you put Trent Taylor in slot. And the reason I say Brandon Ayuk or Jalen Hurd are behind KB because KB is the only seasoned veteran outside of Debo. People keep forgetting that. Yeah, everybody want to start Jalen Hurd with what they saw in the preseason. You forget that's all we saw. We saw the man in one preseason game, and his back gave out on him.
Oh, he definitely
looks
has
great, Mike.
He makes curiosity just go wild. I'm dying to see what would he do all game long. Yeah.
And I give everybody that. I'd like to see it too. But at the end of the day, don't you want somebody who knows the system, who's played in it, and is seasoned in the system, or do you want somebody who's still learning the system and technically speaking just turned into a wide receiver the year we drafted him? Because before that, he was a running back. He actually cleared away because Alvin Kamara took over his spot and he went to Baylor. That's how that happened.
Wait, I think you got it. Wait a minute. Actually, at Tennessee, Hurd was a wide receiver. He had quit playing running back after he left Texas.
Was he? Because I thought Jalen Hurd was a running back when he was at Tennessee, and he became a wide receiver when he went to Baylor.
Wait a minute. He ended up at Tennessee to finish his.
Was there with him.
He didn't finish at Baylor, did he?
Yeah, that's where we drafted him out of. Yeah, Ronbo.
Okay.
I know that.
I know the second school he attended, he stopped playing running back because he wanted to lose weight and it was injuries and things like that. All right.
Yeah, he went from Tennessee to Baylor. That's what happened.
Oh, that's right. Him and the Tennessee coach got into it over a few issues. You're right. Okay. So anyway, he ended up being a wide receiver. So that's what I'm just point. My point is he wasn't a fresh receiver by the time he got to San Francisco. He had been playing it for a year, at least. Did a lot of.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think about it like this: a year versus receiver versus somebody who's been playing receiver their whole time, and at the same time, no more. I'm just saying for people, don't forget that Kendrick Bourne has the experience in this offense. Y'all keep thinking of Brandon Ayuk and Jalen Hurd and all these other guys. You're forgetting that Bourne is veteran out of all of our receivers. Nobody on our receiving squad.
Good point.
Travis Benjamin has.
Good point. We got to pull up though, D. I'm gonna see you this weekend. All right, but good stuff.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, man.
All right, appreciate it, man. Platform. Have a good evening.
Thanks, man. And click up Dion when you see him in the chat.
Power.
Dion's got content he wants to share with you as well. Hey, John V.
Ronbo, my man, how are you?
John, I'm doing great, man. I'm just like, I remember on my fantasy football team, I mean, not my fantasy football, but my mock draft in we got Dante in 2018. Dante Pettis was one of the first guys that I wanted to pick up. And when we got him, I was like, whoa, we got Dante. And then I was all excited. He got hurt. He came in, he had a good year, broke some of Jerry Rice's records and everything else. I said, look at that. He's even better than I thought he was going to be if he could just stay on the field because he got hurt that first year. And then last year, we turned the volume from 10 down to 2. We can't hear you, Dante. So now it's like we got all these guys. The 49ers have changed philosophy. They've got running backs out there. They got running back receivers is what they got. They want tough guys now. And that's why I'm concerned. Is Dante going to be able to handle this? What do you think is going to happen to him?
Well, Ronbo, honestly, I don't believe that Dante. I think he lost that. I think he lost that courage. I think for sure he hurt his knee that first year. And some guys just have it instilled in them. I'll get better and I'll get back out there and it'll be like it never happened. But Dante doesn't play his game that way. He dials it back, like you said, and he regressed. And you want to play it safe on that knee, or you just want to be cautious across the middle. If your QB doesn't lead you there, I mean, you should be okay. Sometimes your quarterback can put you in a position that, does. But even if the ball goes that direction, you have to have the nerve to go and get it. And I believe that Dante's just lacks the nerve, Ronbo. I just don't believe he has the nerve that it takes. And while he regresses, everybody else is surpassing him.
I pointed that out. I thought he was bailing on plays, but I said, no way. He's in the NFL.
Yeah.
But Jimmy did lead him a couple of times. And remember that play we hated? Because somebody, what's with the alligator arms, Dante? Dante was seeing ghosts. There was nobody on that play. He blew it on that one. Yeah.
Well, Ronbo, receivers don't want their quarterback to lead them down the center if it's congested. I mean,
and they shouldn't.
If it's a play action and you have to run that slant route, well then take it. Take it. But if you're in a shotgun and you're facing like a cover 3 or whatever, if they're playing zone, you can set your guy up for a blind side. So yeah, they're not crazy about it. They don't like that. But Dante's in no position to question Jimmy's authority. So at this point,
True.
Kiki Coutee, whatever he is. I mean, him and Pettis are basically about the same player. Pettis has got him by a few inches and about 10 pounds, but other than that, I'm not impressed by their
Is Dante?
Stats.
That Coutee goes 225. Is Dante that heavy? And I find that shocking.
No, I thought
Coutee's that thick.
I think Coutee's 5'11", 187, Rombo. I could be wrong.
Yeah. No.
But I think he's under.
You could be right because the stat said he's 5'9", 225. He put up 225.
Yeah.
You know what? And he benched. I might have read that stat wrong. They didn't give his weight.
Right.
I think they said 225 pounds. He benched it 14 times. So I was just glancing through it. I think that makes it. How can you be 5'9" and 225 and be a wide receiver? That would be.
No, he's slightly undersized,
back.
Rombo. Yeah. Dante's 6'1", and I think he's got 10 or 11 pounds on him. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, did we hold our breath to see what Dante was going to bring to the table this season? I didn't. Not with Debo out there. Not with KB stepping up. I did not. I wasn't holding my breath for Dante to shock my socks off. So
wait, John.
I mean, it is what it is.
Did you think Dante was going to come in camp and be a weak-kneed sister? I mean, I didn't. I anticipated great things. Did you look for him to come in and fail?
No, I can't say that because I'd be lying, Ronbo. I guess I just really didn't know what to expect out of him. I mean, Ronbo, I see a guy take a knee injury, and I feel like, even Jimmy played a little bit. Come on, man. When Jimmy came to the Niners without the knee injury, I mean, he was
blazing.
Yeah. He was moving they gave him very little to work with as far as plays, so to speak, because he didn't know the book yet. And he was just going out there and making plays. He was throwing tight windows. He was leading the team, and he
didn't even know
phenomenal.
He didn't even know the guys' names, John.
You're right,
Everyone was bro.
I mean, him and Trent, like I said before, him and Trent Taylor, man, they clicked immediately. So I was happy with that. I thought, Ronbo, he'll get back into it and everything will be okay. But I mean, even Jimmy showed a little bit, but now that knee is secure. I don't know if that brace limits Jimmy. I've never had to wear a knee brace.
Yeah, same. I don't know
in my years of playing sports, but I don't know how much it's limiting his mobility. I know that players like to wear them for that support. Confidence. But other than that, it can limit you. So we're not seeing Jimmy make those steps. His dropbacks are great, and I mean, he sells the play action as good as anybody else. But no, Ronbo, I really think that anytime a guy suffers an injury at the knees, they have a little bit of reserved fear for that, and it's natural. But
exactly, it's psychological for a while. That should be worn off by now, though. Yeah, he's been.
It should be, Ronbo. It should be, especially if you know that you're out there getting your name drugged through the mud about kittens and kitties and this and that. I mean, come on, dude. Do you really want to go down like that? I mean, is this the guy you left college a celebrity? You come to the NFL and you're a damn joke. Come on, man.
I mean, John, you bring up a point though. I'm thinking, does that affect Dante like it would you or me? I don't know. I'm wondering. He might be one of those guys who's got a really thick skin because I'm coming face it. He's taking a lot of abuse, and he's out there smiling and carrying on like he's having a great time. I say, Jesus, Dante, that's what pisses people off. He looks too content. Don't look content. I mean, come on. You got all that talent.
Dude, play. Dude, get mad. Show us that we are wrong, dude. Get your goddamn shit together. Pull it together, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Ronbo.
We're going to see. We got to go. We have too much fun. We're out of time. Right. But see
my
this
man,
weekend.
Ronbo.
I'll get back to you on the date and times, too. John and I can get together a little later, too, for the 101. All right, John.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. I messaged you back in your on your Twitter, so just let me know whatever works for you, my man. What day?
All right. Looking forward. All right, John.
All right, Ronbo, my man.
Good night.
Always a pleasure, dude. I appreciate
Same
everything you
here.
do. Good night, brother.
Thanks, John. Good night. And let us bring in the crusty pizza with the pizza edges filled with cheese. He's got lots of sauce and extra cheese if you like. Krusty, no anchovies. Hey, Krusty, I got to tell you though, man, why do people not like anchovies? I like anchovies. I feel like a freak when I eat pizza with a bunch of other people and they say, can we get the one-half pizza with anchovies? Everybody goes, ew. I was like, what? That's tasty. Krusty, I'm going to abuse him every time he comes in because of his name. Gross.
Hey, I think that's because people don't like fish on their pizza.
No, fishy pizza.
I was over in Singapore one time, and we ordered some Pizza Hut, and they had a seafood pizza. It was the most disgusting looking thing I've ever seen.
The smell. Can you imagine? Because the smelliness, that's one thing. The smell, there's nothing Italian about a fishy smell coming off of a pizza. When you think about it, it's kind of bizarre. Anyway, before we get, because we can get to a long discussion about pizza, got to be careful here. But hey, Krusty, it's the Dante Pettis roasting. It's like I mean, everybody you've ever seen roasted on the roasting shows, we're roasting Dante tonight. I like him, and I feel bad about him. But honestly, he's got some things he needs to get clean up. I mean, what are you thinking? Because Coutee is not something I think I want to trade for, but there could be some other things. What are you thinking?
No, I think that Pettis might have a good year this year. He might have had what everybody calls a sophomore slump last year. We saw potential in him the first year. So he may come out and he may do better at the beginning of this year. Maybe he learned something. Maybe he wasn't up to par on what needed to happen last year. And they just went with the hot hands and they just kept going on. Just like, if he kept getting hurt or whatnot, he needs to build some muscle up or something, because
maybe
it
make him less
seems like
fearful.
he's always complaining about his body's hurting or something like that. So we have to see. I don't think Pettis really has any kind of trade value at all.
That's so embarrassing.
So
Can you
he needs
imagine?
to do something to be able to trade?
I mean, all your friends, man, Dante, you better make that team, man, because nobody's going to trade for you. Nobody's going to pick you up. You'll just be at home by yourself, and your pets, your camera, your yogurt. That's it.
Right. I've actually been thinking about this a lot lately. If Jalen Hurd comes out and becomes what we think that Jay Hurd is going to become, I think there's one receiver on our team that could eventually be traded if Jalen Hurd becomes who Jalen Hurd's supposed to be, who we think he's going to be.
Yeah.
Who's
that?
We signed him to a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
I think they could turn around. I think KB could be someone that could be traded. They could do something like that. I can see, because we can get something for him.
Right.
I think someone will trade something for him.
You could get something for KB at this point. He's established himself now. He said, like you mentioned, Dante wasn't one of the guys that Kyle finally settled down with. He settled down with KB, Sanders, and Debo. Those three guys, all three of those guys would have been trade bait.
Right. And if Jalen Hurd comes out and does what Jalen Hurd is, what we think he's going to do, I think KB could be, they could trade him because we could get draft capital or something for him. He was an undrafted free agent, and I just feel like he's a very likely trade candidate, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So he's the only wide receiver on ours that I think is, that we could possibly trade.
He was ready for it, too, because he likes the competition. He came into the season knowing he was going to be, his back was up going to be against the wall. But that's why he's working so hard in this offseason. That kind of work ethic, Kyle's watching. I think the 49ers are going to keep him as long as they can, but we'll see. Because it is a business.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was mad at him. I was mad at KB last year because of
drops.
He had a couple big drops.
Yeah.
And, he had a couple big drops in that Seattle game that we lost. He had one that bounced off his hands into the other guy's hands, which became an interception. I was like, and then another big drop later in that game. I was like, the kicker, but he had a hand in it too.
Yeah.
But
But KB he could have got that game. I always think you worry about that last play of the game. Everybody puts all the blame and emphasis on that one play. But all during the course of the game, that loss was already in the making. So you can call the last play, but still, that could have been prevented. That's why I don't blame Jimmy G so hardcore like some people do about the Super Bowl. But that's neither here nor there now.
Yeah. I think 6 or 7 of Jimmy G's interceptions were drop passes off of freaking people's hands. They were right in the breadbasket, bounced off his hands into the other people's hands.
Yes. But the stats don't show or describe each INT, so that's all people are going to use for ammunition to pick on him. So I agree, Krusty.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I think that, we have a lot of freaking potential when it comes to a lot of stuff. Dante Pettis, I do think he's going to make the team. I hope he, redeems himself from last year. Because if he does, that could put our team into another whole level.
Oh, God, yes, because he's got so much skill. Krusty, we got to go. But I'll see you later on in the week, okay?
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Good takes. All right, night.
Night, later.
Well, somebody did point out, too, you're right, anchovies. Isn't the word anchovy, is that Greek or is that Italian? I think Italians do. I agree. They do like anchovies. Hey, Russo!
What's up, Ronbo?
Russo, man, I mean, this is like you and I were one of the few, the proud, the Dante lovers of last season of the year, because you were rolling through the beginning saying how Dante was going to be this and that. And that. I agreed. I said, you know what? Man, Dante, this is his year, guys. I don't know. And then at training camp, he started to make people think, well, Dante, are you going to be okay? So, Russo, you wouldn't trade Coutee. I don't even need to ask you that question. But are you willing to move him now, or you want to give him another shot? How you want to treat this?
I think if you can get something for Pettis, you pull the trigger, and Kiki Coutee is not. We don't want Kiki Coutee. That guy, he can't stay healthy. I'm telling you. I followed him in college. He was good. He played Texas Tech. He was a solid kid, solid player. He came in his rookie year with the Texans. He did really well. I actually had him in fantasy football 3 years ago, and he had like a 4-game stretch where he like won me my week.
Whoa.
And he pulled his hamstring. He was, battling injuries all off season. Came back the next year. He was like the hot fantasy late round sleeper. Pulled his hamstring again. He had one good game, came back, pulled the hamstring again, and he went out for the season.
Jesus.
Not,
sounds like his hamstrings are
not
just
the guy you
bleeding
want.
all the time. I'd have those replaced.
Yeah, it could be something with the Houston training staff because Will Fuller pulls his hamstring every third game. So
Constantly.
maybe it's something in the water over there, but
or
that's not a trade that's going to happen.
Being a bad coach. Yeah.
But it's sort of like the way I'm looking at it, like Dante Pettis, like I've heard some people like keep referencing like Kyle Shanahan doesn't know how to he stays married to his guys, but this is a 3-year operation. Like, how are you going to say someone's married to their players for 3 years? It's like, how do you even know what someone is after 3 years? What's up, Jersey Joe? Jersey Joe is a male prostitute, and just in case you guys are wondering. But
Is that JJ? JJ's got new tools for his abuse. Go ahead, Russo. I'm sorry.
But this is the way I'm looking at it. Like, everybody's kind of throwing a big deal about like the Debo injury right now. Like, he's expected to be fine. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't going to really linger into the season. Maybe I'm thinking, a couple games at worst? 2 or 3 games?
That's all it is. I just wish one game.
Worst case scenario? Right. And if you look back to last year, what did Kyle Shanahan do? He kept Trent Taylor on the roster, knowing he was not going to play the first month and trying to see what he could do. So, Debo's not going on IL or nothing like that, right? And the most receivers you could possibly keep are 7. You're not keeping 8 receivers. It makes no sense. And honestly, you probably only want to keep 6, but Debo's making it. Brandon Ayuk is making it. Kendrick Bourne is making it. Jalen Hurd is making it. That's 4. Richie James is making this team. He is our kick returner, and he's that guy who comes in for one play a game and breaks us a nice little 30-yard play, right? That's 5 guys that's 5 receivers that are making this team. And I'm looking at Juwan Jennings. He's making this team in my mind. I think this is one of those. Yeah, that's 6 right there. And I honestly think that last spot is going to come down to Trent Taylor and Dante Pettis. If Trent Taylor proves that he's healthy, I think he makes the team. And I think Dante is going to get cut or he's going to get traded.
Yeah,
Travis Benjamin's not making this team. And if you look at his contract, same thing I told everybody about Jordan Matthews last year, and nobody wanted to listen to me. I'm telling you right now, Travis Benjamin is just a camp body.
I got argued down to the dirt. I quit. I mean, good for you, Russo, because I kept telling, man, Travis Benjamin's not here to make the team. He's just here to fill out the 90-man. Yeah. And, man, you know what you're talking about. Travis Benjamin's already played with Kyle Shanahan. He's a good football player, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whoa, I'm sorry. People are getting mad. Yeah.
He's not making the team, no. And a lot of people are forgetting about Richie James, for one, who is a very key part of our success. Like, it's really hard to find a good kick returner, punt returner. He had one maybe bad game last year where he had some questionable fair catches and stuff like that. But for the most part, he's not fucking Kyle Williams. He's not losing us any games. And we don't really have anybody. And they didn't address that. So that tells me that he's going to be the guy. And he's dealing with a wrist fracture or something like that. He'll be fine. He's going to be out he'll be back. I'm not worried about that. So honestly, and everyone's kind of penciling in Trent Taylor, just saying, he's going to be our slot guy. He's going to do this, he's going to do that. I'm not so sure Trent Taylor's making the team either. I don't think he hasn't proven anything. Like, he's been nothing but injured his whole career. And this team has kind of developed to where it's like, if you look at where we were when Trent Taylor was a piece of our offense, when Jimmy G first came in, they have a great connection. He's a great player. But what did we have? We had nothing. We had no players at receiver. Now we're like, there's guys everywhere.
and there's a lot of competition.
And Russo, you know, who's not getting any credit for that first year Jimmy came in? Who actually played even a bigger role than Trent was Marquise Goodwin. That was the guy that almost piled up 1,000 yards. But Trent was they were the left-right punch. But Marquise Goodwin also was a target for Jimmy constantly as well.
Yeah, well, we all know what happened to Goodwin. They're doing the whole documentary on him and everything. Like, I mean, his problem was off the field. His problem was off the field, and when when it seemed like he was like clicking, he would have an injury, and then he'd have a setback, and then that's just a lot to overcome. Yeah, exactly. But Dante, where I was with him last year in the OTAs in the preseason, like I thought he really still had it in him, especially the flashes that he showed in his rookie year, but. I'm off the Dante Pettis train. I think he either gets cut or traded. And, going back to my last point of saying, Kyle Shanahan, people say he gets married to his players. He doesn't know how to say when. Like, okay, well, Dante Pettis was in his second year. He just, like you said earlier, he broke some of Jerry Rice's rookie year records. He's shown flashes. They invested capital. They traded up to get him. You gotta play it out a little bit. Yeah. But, like, the whole C.J. Beathard thing, like, for me, I think he would have got cut if Jimmy Garoppolo didn't tear his ACL. I think that was insurance.
You think he would? Maybe. Yeah.
I think it was insurance. Like, okay, we got to see if he stays healthy. We know we like Nick Mullins, but what if something happens to Jimmy? Now all of a sudden we're going to need another quarterback and the system and this and that.
It's too late to train him. Russo, the good stuff as usual. We got to go, Russo. Good to hear you back again too. We'll be back end of the week. All right.
All right. Have a good night.
Hey, it's Russo SF49. Click him up, fam. He's got stuff. He's got content. I'm not sure if Bruce was still busy doing it as often as he was because he was working. But anyway, I was wondering if he was going to call in tonight. This is exactly what he wants to talk about, I'm sure. Shaleo!
Ronbo! What's going on? What's the topic for tonight?
Well, tonight, Shaleo, if you don't know, let me tell you, it's about your favorite guy. We heard of Field Yates of ESPN comes in talking about the win-win situations. And for some reason, he thinks Kiki Coutee would be a win-win situation for the 49ers as we got rid of Dante Pettis, sent him to Texas, and we bring back Kiki Coutee, whose hamstrings have apparently been bought out of a used, some off of a car lot or something that's been used equipment. So, this is the thing. We're not trading for Coutee. I think everybody agrees that's a silly deal. But would you trade Dante for anybody else? A draft pick? Have you had enough of Dante? You're just going to cut him? I mean, Shaleo, asking you this question is pretty much a redundant thing. I mean, there's no point in asking Shaleo. He lets us know every time we talk to him about Dante. But Shaleo, your feelings on this matter.
Ronbo, before I called in the show, I had a nice pizza, chicken, mushroom, spinach, white sauce. Just a wonderful pizza, and I had a nice Coke. I'm eating my food. I get a call. From Dak. Yeah, Dak called me, and I picked up. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" He said, "Yeah, I like this $30 million, but I wish I could be the starter." How about the Cowgirls? How about the Lambs? How about the Seahawks? How about the Arizona play card paid spectators circles? Last but not least, how about the Oakland, Las Vegas, Trader Raider Chippendales?
One of them named Joe. Hey, but Shaleo, now you can get into your thing with Dante because you know what? As I started off the program, I said, I do want to see Dante one more time before we make any final decisions on him. But again, you don't want to wait too long because if Dante goes out there and he's not looking any good at all, you can't get any kind of a trade deal for him. And even now, his value on the market is not high enough to get any more than a fifth or sixth round pick, probably. Or you get the Kiki Coutees of the world, which we don't need. So, how are you going to handle this situation if it was you?
Before we get to Niner football, first I would like to shout out Coach Tim. Forgot to shout him out yesterday. Shout out to Coach Tim. And you know what? Let's get down to 49er football. Thing is, see, I last year I got on KB's ass. You heard me in the show. I kept making fun of KB. I talked about his dancing and all that. And then in the middle of the season, this guy was a freaking baller.
Yeah.
This guy was a baller. I want the same thing with Pettis. But this guy's too busy playing with this kitty cat. He's playing with the cat. He doesn't want to get better. He wants to play with his cats. He wants to be at home. Watch preseason. When preseason shows up next month, if it does, if he shows up to preseason with the 2 bags with kitty cats, I wouldn't be surprised. Because you know what? He's been. Jimmy invited the guys. You know, they said, no, why are we taking him? This guy's just going to play with cats all day. And it ended up being true. They were at Tennessee. He brought his cats, you know, all that other stuff. You know, in the camera, KB was showing on video, it wouldn't show Pettis. It would show Pettis, but it wouldn't show his kitties because he was hiding. He was hiding his cats. So nobody knows he's playing with kitty cats on the trip.
Mm. Yeah, he's you know, it's
we
like,
need improvement.
Yeah, the guy from Dave, you know, Dave from Atlanta called in. We just for the first time tonight. You know, one thing we don't actually know Dante other than some of the things we see. We can make conclusions, you know, the things he posts up and things like that. But I really wonder. I would love to have a cam cover him, you know, in decent fashion. I want to see what goes on in the world of Dante Pettis when he's not doing football. I wonder if we'd be surprised, though, you know?
You know, what I did with KB is I targeted what he likes to do a lot, and he likes to dance. So I came on Ronbo Sports, and I was making fun of it, like I was saying, like, nobody wants to see you dance. That got him triggered, and he started playing good. And this is the same thing with Pettis. I'm going to do the same thing with Pettis. You're over there playing with your little kitty cats. You don't want to catch balls. You know what, Ronbo? What's really annoying is, you know, it's big for Jimmy when receivers catch balls. And Pettis, you know, in that Seattle game, oh boy, that was the last straw.
And
where he dropped that one, it was right on his hands. He could have brought it in. And then when he went down on the ground, he started rolling around. There was the yarn. I gave you my binoculars. I was like, look, what's going on? And he's playing with the yarn, you know, typical kitty cat stuff.
I tell you, the year before, he lit the Hawks up. That's why I was really surprised in that game. I said,
you know what,
Pettis versus the Hawks. Look out now. And then he laid an egg.
You know what the problem is, Ronbo? He got comfortable. He thought that, this team is not going places. He got very comfortable.
God.
He decided to bring out the kitty cats the second year.
Just, you know, okay,
he rolled out the carpet for these kitties.
Yeah, but you know, you got to, Shalia, you know what? Dante, there's something went wrong. I wonder what kind of conversations him and Kyle had, because when he got put in the doghouse, it seems like he knew there was no way he was getting back on the field. I don't know what Kyle told him or talked to him, because we don't know what Kyle how he talks to his players when we're not around. You know, we just see what he talks to them in the scenes that they put on television. But the thing is, I wonder, it seemed, he said something in an interview one time, says, John Lynch says, he knows that he's got some things he's got to prove this year. And that was pretty much the gist of that conversation. So we're going to see something. Is he going to man up on this, or is he going to go ahead and continue in the same manner as he did last year? I guess we're going to see. We're going to see.
I don't think he'll change. I think, you know, he's going to bring his kitty cats along, you know. Maybe he's got costume ideas. You know, he might wear a shirt with a kitty on it. Who knows? But, you know, he's going to come up with cat ideas, you know. He's doing a little hand thing with his
well, he'd better not.
Hands, you know, with his cat, like the Arizona game. At least he caught that one.
Well, this is his life, so he better bring it this year, else he'll be alone with the cats. Hey, Shaleo, we'll see you this weekend, all right?
See you this weekend. Shout out to the Nine Empire. Thank you for the platform, Ronbo. You have a good night. And watch those hands and hit those likes.
You too, fam. All right. Night.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, hey, Krusty, yes, bang, bang. Bang, bang, Santa Clara has no rings. Yeah, that's Rudy. Which is ironic that he would say that because the Los Angeles Rams really don't have any rings, while the 49ers at least can boast 5 in their franchise history, which is, Rudy, I don't know, that's kind of a stupid name. It's Roberto!
What's up?
Roberto, man, we're having fun here working on what to do. The Dante Pettis situation goes on, but, you know, every now and then somebody brings it to the attention to everybody. Well, Phil Yates, so the 49ers could. There's no loss. It's a win-win situation. If the 49ers trade to the Texans, they get Kiki Coutee, and they send Dante to the Texans. And you read it, what? That's not helping us. So you be the GM, Roberto. What are you going to do with Dante Pettis? You going to trade him? You going to keep him and let him give him another shot? Is he going to be a star next year? What's up with him?
Man, I'll trade him. No, I'll trade him away.
There's not a lot of people that want to trade for Dante, I don't think. Maybe the Texans, maybe. I don't think so. That feels Yates. Maybe the Jets, I don't know.
Maybe. Let's see. Let's see where we can send him, man. Maybe we can send him to the Browns.
hey, Roberto, you don't want to send him to anybody in the conference because then he'll be paying with a vengeance. You know what? Roberto, you know what I mean? I worry about some players. You don't want to motivate them too hard. I think we got to deal with Carlos Hyde, I think, is over in Seattle now, right? Wait.
The Seahawks got him because, you know, because they know Cardinals, and they know that Cardinals knows our system, and he knows how we play. So, you know, they want something that was ours, so they could beat us, you know.
They've tried that so many times.
And then they will tell Carlos to tell him. They will tell Carlos about us, you know.
Yeah, true. Carlos doesn't know a lot about what the 49ers are doing. You know, John, something, Kyle never worries about players leaving and telling other teams how to do. You know, his offense is so difficult that I think Kyle could say, no matter what Carlos told you, it's probably not going to look like that. So, you know, I think Carlos is
Yeah, but Carlos, man, Carlos with this defense, man, you're not gonna be able to do much because you know our defense and that D line is too much for Carlos, you know.
You know what? You're right. If you're a finesse running back and got moves, the 49ers have more trouble for you. But if you're going to play smash mouth, if you think you're going to run up the gut of the 49ers defense, that's a good way. That's a good way to get hurt, actually.
Oh man, you know what? And then you know what, man? And then Fred Warner is going to be in the back, you know, like waiting. He's going to be like watching that Carlos. And with Carlos crosses that line, one line, like a line, like one time, Fred Warner's gonna give him that hard hit. It's gonna destroy him.
Carlos isn't that fast. That means he'd have more trouble than that. He'd have to deal with Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa's pretty quick at recovering. Those guys, we got some speedy guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then with Kinlaw too. Ooh man, that G Ford and that Quan Alexander and then Greg Wheeler. Man, it's too much. Man, it's too much.
It's not a lot of running.
It's too much of Yeah,
Roberto,
man.
that's
and,
why you had the number 2 defense in the NFL. We got players. Players. Guys are tough.
Man, man, for me, I know I'm gonna sound crazy, but we got the number 1 defense.
As far as I'm concerned, we did.
We do, man.
Last year was number 1?
Yeah.
I think was that Belichick's guys? I think they were number 1, right? We were just slightly behind them, though, in every category. So we got this. They had it.
Yeah, but
Belichick's got a secondary though. Whew, man.
Yeah, but for me, our defense is better than the Patriots defense.
Yeah,
I'll take our defense more than the Patriots defense.
Yeah, because the Patriots didn't play. If the Patriots played the same schedule as 49ers, I think we would have beat them. They played against a few teams, and the AFC North is not the NFC West. I always, when I look at those stats, I always say, "Oh, come on, man! Look who Tom's playing against, man. He gets to play the Buffalo twice a year when they were bad news forever. He gets to play the Jets twice a year for bad news forever. And there's nobody in that conference,
And you know what? And you know what? And you know what, Ronbo?
Roberto, you got to hold on to it. We ran out of time. It's late. Let me see you this weekend.
Okay, man.
All right.
All right,
Thanks.
man. And I'll watch you Thursday.
Looking forward to it. Oh, yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye, Roberto.
Peace out, man.
Is that JT?
All right, man. Peace out.
Okay. Good night, Roberto.
All right, good night.
Hey, JT, is that JT on the television?
What's up, Ronbo?
Yo, JT. Hey, JT, as you know, we put him front and center. It's the Dante Pettis roast show. and since Phil Yates of ESPN made this outrageous trade, he thought he was doing the 49ers a favor by sending us Kiki Coutee, and we sent Dante Pettis to Texas, and we all reject that deal. But it brings to light something that, you could actually wonder about. Is Dante going to remain on this team? Do you think he's going to bring something special this year? Or would you rather go ahead and see what you can get for Dante even before the season starts? If you could make a deal tonight, would you do it? All those things. JT, what are you thinking about Dante Pettis and his future as a San Francisco 49er?
I'm going to speak on behalf of Dante Pettis.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. I'm for real.
No, you should.
I have a feeling, Ronbo. Everybody's talking smack. They can talk all they want. And I know, Dante, I know you hear this. I don't know if you follow the Ronbo show, but if you do,
he cannot.
I know
he gets talked about so bad. Good.
You're gonna ball out. I just have this feeling Dante Pettis is gonna go out and ball out this year, Ronbo.
Yes.
Just like Jimmy Garoppolo, how everybody talking smack about Jimmy Garoppolo in the Super Bowl.
He's gonna definitely kick some butt.
Boys are gonna ball out. We're gonna see the emergence of Dante Pettis Part 2 this year.
Yes. All right.
I'm telling you.
I can feel it. I really do see
in Dante Pettis
in the back of my mind.
And I believe. Go ahead, Ronbo.
No, I said in the back of my mind, I agree. I have thought that. I said, nobody could take this kind of abuse and not come out with a vengeance. You got to be motivated, fired up. He's got the skills. Now apply yourself. I think he will.
Yeah,
I really do.
And I think he will. And because you know what? He's got this special talent about him. Like how I said before a long time ago, he loses defenders. All he got to do is just really want to ball out. And that's all it comes down to it. All he got to do is ball out, and once he gets a little bit of some what am I looking for? The word once he gets
pertaining to
confident.
What? Oh, confidence.
Once he gets his confidence up, Ronbo, I'm telling you, Dante Pettis this year, along with everybody else we have on the roster, is going to ball out because it's not going to be all on Dante Pettis' shoulders this year. We got other receivers.
Yeah. But he knows that too. And you're supposed to meet that challenge. This is why you look at Josh, you look at JT, you look at Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick's working his butt off now because that wide receiver room it's like 9 or 10 dudes deep. 4 dudes are in trouble. And that's what you do. Yeah.
And it rubs off on people, Ronbo. That's what I'm saying. This year, he's going to ball out because last year, as we all know, he didn't do shit, and he knows that. And watch this year. He's going to ball out, Ronbo. I'm telling you. He may make other receivers who we think that's going to be better than him look silly. I'm telling you.
He's got the talent. As I say, Dante runs routes.
All he got to
that
do
boy can run
is
some
apply
routes.
himself. And I'm not going to give up on my boy Dante Pettis, man. You know, everybody can talk all the smack he wants. He pissed me off a lot of times too, but you know, I think Dante Pettis got what it takes, and I know because he's kind of frail, he'll get hit. You know, and I'm pretty sure when you get hit when you're that small, hell yeah, it hurts. But you just got to man up, Dante Pettis. He didn't get picked in the second round for no reason.
I mean, an NFL shot, that ain't like high school or college, boy. You got hit to the best of the best. That's why he's here, to knock you, separate you from that ball. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't. He isn't here for. He's here for a reason. And I believe in what Kyle Shanahan saw in that boy, and I think this year, Ronbo, we're going to see Dante Pettis. We're going to see him flourish this year.
Oh, hey, as I said, he's got the talent. Can you please come on, Dante? Come on, man, because we saw him.
I'm telling you, Ronbo. And when he balls out this year, we're going to be talking about it towards the end of next year, or at the end of this year, upcoming season. Dante Pettis balled out, and everybody's just going to be like,
JT,
like they did Jimmy Ward. Everybody's going to be like,
I know, right? I was getting ready to say, the all Ronbo team is a lot of players that people gave up on and been trashing. I put Eric Armstead on my team first. I had Kendrick Bourne. I've still got Kendrick Bourne on my team, but Kendrick's already showed. Jimmy Ward. These guys are all on the all Ronbo team, man. Because I said, you know what? This is prejudging, man. These guys may get hurt, but I'll be damned if they can't play. So
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this here before I leave, Ronbo. I am gonna put my flag up on the Dante Pettis train, and if anybody want to come and roll with the Dante Pettis train, you can throw your petitions on down now, because I'm gonna say it on the line. The Dante Pettis this year is gonna ball out, and then I'm gonna cut it with. And that's the bottom line, because JT said so.
He went stone cold on us. Jay, I love it, JT. I like that. Because JT, it takes courage to get behind a player that everybody's condemned. Well, not everybody, but the majority of the folks here have given up on Dante. So, you can start the all JT train. I like it.
He isn't here for nothing, Ronbo. He's here for a reason, and I believe in it.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see. I want to put him on the all-around Ronbo team. I got Spoon on there. I haven't taken him off yet. Spoon made me mad last year, but you can't give up on your players. Once you believe in somebody, stay with them. All right? I agree.
Just like I still believe in Verrett. Verrett's gonna ball out this year, and I have this feeling about Verrett. Just like a few callers said, everybody wants to give up on Verrett, but not me. I still got faith in that man, because I know what he can do.
Verrett just needs to stay healthy. He can play. He just needs to stay healthy, stay out there for a minute. All right, JT.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Love it. And I support you in your train, too, for the Dante Pettis train. All right, fam. I'll see you later in the week.
All right, Niner Empire.
Hey. Oh, man. And look at that. Already, Kim Boutreau, she's jumped on the train for the Dante Choo Choo. Hey, Trey.
Ronbo.
Trey, man, it's a fun
Hey,
night.
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. What's up?
Trey, man, tonight,
B.A.
man.
Trey's in the house.
Yeah, well, yeah. B.A. Trey. What's going on, man?
Hottest takes on the East Coast.
Yeah, there you go. Trey,
Hey, Ronbo, I just want to start real quick.
Okay.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you
I'm
off.
just gonna,
but I just want
if
to
you
start
didn't
real
know,
quick
I was just going to tell you what we were doing. But go ahead.
Oh yeah. I know the prompt tonight. real quick though, I just want to say I don't think there's a better indication of the Niners arriving and being a title contender in this league than your chat rooms, because last night I witnessed a Ravens fan and a Cowboys fan arguing in a Niners chat room. And I just want to say, I think that's a small price to pay for being a contender, but I'm willing to pay it.
Some of them can be annoying, though. There's a Rams fan in there.
Yeah.
You know one thing we don't have to put up with anymore, Trey, and nobody should have had to be witness to it. When the Raider fans were winning, once upon a time, they were like every other take was a Raider fan. It really got to the point where it was just annoying. I mean, really bad.
Yeah.
They were just awful. But that's what kind of a thing a Raider fan is.
Exactly. Like I said, it's a small price to pay, but I'm willing to pay it.
But what are you thinking here?
No, but let's talk a little bit about Pettis. I just want to start by saying, I've seen a lot in the chat tonight, people arguing, is he worth anything to another team? I just want to say, I think that, there is a market for him. The other Trey from Virginia, even said, the Jets are a team that could look at him. Who are some other?
The Texans need receivers. Yeah,
the Texans. So I think there's a market there. But here's the thing I want to say is that, I can't see anybody offering up a fifth round until maybe the season started and some injuries started happening and some things started getting shuffled around. Because, when you get into the season, that's a whole different ball game. Teams start getting dealt with injuries and thinning out at different groups. And then, all of a sudden, a guy who was nothing, is worth something to a team. So, I think that might be an option. But I just think that, if we were going to, try to deal him for a sixth or a seventh, I just think he's worth more, being depth on our team. But that's kind of where I'm at with that. I just think that, personally, I just think that our team is a team that I would rather talk about, bolstering our line or our secondary, our corners. I just think that we're a team that, just the style of play we are. We could win. We could win without pass catches. We showed that in the Green Bay game. Jimmy threw 8 times. So, I personally, I would rather have depth at line and corner rather than wide receiver.
But you've got so many. See, the dramatic room is the wide receivers because we got so many. That's going to be a dog eat dog. I mean, these guys. There's a lot of them. The guys are going to make the team. It comes down to about 4 guys that they're pretty much rock solid. And then there's only 2 or 3 positions, most 2 or 3 spots still open. Who's gonna get those? Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'm a guy where, I like to look at college performance, and I like that as an indicator. So I'm real high on Jennings, and I'm high on Hurd in our wide receiver group this year. Just because those are some guys that, in college they were, All-Americans and high profile players.
And they fit the current mold
I'm big
too.
on them.
And the 49ers are going in that direction. You got to be tough. You got to want to gain those extra couple of yards after the contact. Can you drag a man downfield? Can you do a George Kittle and drag 2 or 3 guys down the field? You've got to have that within you, and that's what they seem to like now.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. One thing too is I've heard a lot of buzz on this Finky kid or Fink or Finky.
Yeah, he looks.
I'm not sure what your thoughts are on him, but
I like him a lot.
I haven't done too much research. Yeah. Is he would be he's kind of like a TT clone, right?
Yeah, but a little bigger.
Yeah.
But man, that dude, God, his movements are so quick. I love watching quick moving slot guys. He is quick. And I think he's got a little more straight-ahead speed than Trent Taylor, too. So Trent may have a competition as far as his position is concerned, too. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think, I don't know. I see people in the comments, they're worried about our wide receiver room. And I get it. There's some young guys, some unproven guys. But, when I look at it,
it's too early to be worried about it.
I see the Yeah, but I see the deepest wide receiver room that we've had in a few years. You know, so I think it's good to be able to talk about maybe having one or two extra guys that might not make it, but I don't think that it's like I don't think it's like a red flag necessarily.
No, oh God, no. I mean, you look at Debo and Ayuk alone. That right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I kind of feeling Ayuk's going to be fine in this offense. Kyle was way too excited about him, but Kyle's done that before. But this guy, Ayuk's got skill. And then you add Taylor is going to be good as long as he can stay on the field. Jalen Hurd has got an upside you got to appreciate. I don't care who you are.
Oh, yeah.
There's lots of unproven talent. But as far as no talent, no, that's not true. So,
exactly.
But Trey, we're out of time. I tell you, let's see you again this weekend or toward the end of the week, should I say?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll. What's the next one? Thursday?
Thursday should be Thursday or Friday.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I'll be here. I just want to say thanks for all you do, Ronbo, and
Thanks,
go
Trey.
Niners.
All right, fam.
Have a good one.
You too. And we roll out. Hey, see what Jamie's talking about. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Jamie. Jamie, you
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
All right.
Make sure my phone wasn't messing up.
Yeah. Jamie, Jamie, we're having fun with Dante Pettis tonight, and we're collecting the general mode on him to see what you'd want to do with Dante. I don't think that I feel Yates' deal with Kiki Coutee, and if for no other reason than his name, we're not taking Kiki Coutee and putting a 49er uniform on him. So, but Dante, is he going to make prime time this year? Are we going to trade him? I mean, what do you want to do with Dante? I mean, have you seen enough? What's the story?
No, I live up here in Washington. I watched him all through college ball.
Yes, so you got to be a Dante fan. He was good.
Yeah, he's insane. Here's my take on the whole wide receiver room. You were just almost touching on it just now. And Benjamin are almost the same player. So we'll start with that one.
Wait, I missed that
and
first
then we
name.
got
Who and Benjamin? Richie. You must be saying Richie James.
No, Dante and Benjamin.
Really?
And then you got Ayuk. Yeah, they're both lanky with speed. And you got Ayuk and Debo. Then you got Taylor and Finke.
Yeah.
And then you got Hurd and Jennings. And
I see what you did there. I like that.
Yeah.
We got two of everything.
Except Bourne is kind of a standalone guy. He's a goal line guy. But that's my take. I think Shanahan got stung too many times. I think he's just backing himself up,
If one doesn't work, the other will. That's a good one. You know what? And Kendrick, you're right. There's no two Kendricks. But everything else is two. Poindexter could be put in, I guess, with where do you put Poindexter? He's a big guy, but I don't know if he's a tough guy. You can't put him with Hurd and Jennings.
No. I haven't even thought about him.
Yeah, he got hurt last year, and everybody forgot about him. He's a big kid.
Yeah, but Bourne, Bourne is one of my dudes. That guy's working hard.
Ain't he? Man.
So he's fine. Let him stand alone. I think Shanahan pretty much trusts him anyway.
Yeah, at this point,
field,
Yeah. He got over his. Last year, at the beginning of the year, I think he got over that now. He looked good going down the stretch last year.
He was hard on himself. That's why he's working so hard. Because when he was dropping those balls and tipping them in the air, he should have been.
If you're going to be in the NFL, that's got to be your attitude. Don't settle for wherever you are now. Get beyond that and go to the next level, please.
Yeah. Well, and I'm kind of like the other guy that was on Pettis' side. Like, I think this year he's going to come out and he's going to know his job's on the line.
Yeah.
He has to.
He knows.
I mean, I'm sure the coach told him.
He probably did. Just came right out and just said so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you seen that Rams? You seen that Rams fan on the line?
Bang bang, whatever's bang bang. The 49ers ain't got no Santa Clara ain't got no rings. Yeah.
Yeah, I dressed him down so bad he started calling people names.
Oh, did he? Well, that's good. Would you reduce him to to getting vulgar, you did your job.
Yeah. I told him you're losing now. You're calling names, dude. You already done lost the argument.
Hey, but you know, the 49ers, in fact, the wide receivers, this is good. This year, Shanahan is definitely going to incorporate. So he's going to pick his guys out and know what they're going to be fit for in his offense. Because I know Shanahan thinks way ahead. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
You
and
could actually set
how many
Dante.
he can actually hold on to.
You 7 if they stretch it, but they got to drop somebody from another room. Running backs don't need to be any more than 3 deep, but that bothers me too because, man, they got some good running backs. I want to see those 2 rookie kids and see what they look like as well. But you can always call them up because running backs get hurt so much. I don't want to wish the city bad luck, but you can call them back after they learn the offense a little bit. But yeah, it's.
Those kids, they could sit on the practice squad. Nobody pick them up probably.
Because they don't know anything about them.
Last year, they got smashed out. And the Seahawks, I'm not worried about Hyde going to the Seahawks. I don't think he's going to do much.
I know Carlos.
He could run into Aaron Donald on the Rams. He's going to run into our line. He's going to get wrecked.
Poor Carlos. He's become a journeyman. He can't get any. Nobody wants to keep him anymore. Oh well.
No.
He would have loved to.
The Texans, they're pretty hurting for receivers. I think that's why that guy brought it up because he wants to keep them relevant. Like if they got Pettis and he balled out, that would keep them relevant.
Yeah.
Because they had to get Cobb from the Cowboys, and he's not the greatest. You know?
It's Cobb. That's right. He left Dallas already. That didn't take long.
And the Texans paid him a lot of money too.
Well, that means you're desperate. When you're paying Randall Cobb a lot of money, and you didn't have to, is that maybe somebody else was like bidding on him or something? Why would you do that?
Yeah, well, they paid him a good sum. I don't know the exact number, but it was decent. I look at it and I'm like, oh wow.
I guess because he's been around the league for a long time. You know, he hasn't really done a bad job anywhere, but you don't want to overpay him because it's not necessary. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna win the division for him or anything. He's not.
No, Texans are done anyway.
He's not.
JJ's, they've got too many guys, important guys that are gone. Josh, the quarterback can't do it by himself. Their running game is questionable. The defense is no longer what it used to be. Yeah, they're going to be in trouble in that division this year. But anyway.
Yeah, that's why they need to keep relevant. And this guy's.
I'm trying to give him something.
To get them talking about it. Yeah.
Jay, we got to go. I'm gonna see you this weekend, huh? Around Thursday or Friday, we'll see. Jamie? Okay, so yeah. Ellis! Ellis.
Ronbo, what's going on?
Ellis, Dante Pettis. Yeah, we're working. No matter how much we talk about Dante Pettis, Dante Pettis may be the most talked about player in this chat, on this program. Even on nights we're not even talking about Dante Pettis. Shalil carries most of that torch, but the thing is, his name always comes up. And tonight I just said, you know what? Since Phil Yates of ESPN has gone ahead and made a deal for us and brought us Coutee, because everybody in the NFL knows the 49ers are probably not happy with Dante. So, tonight, Ellis, you tell us what you want to do with Dante. You're expecting him to come in and finally get the monkey off his back? Is he going to be traded? Will he fail once again? Will Kyle Shanahan say, Dante, I think this experiment's over. We're going to move you to Texas. What's going to happen to him?
Man, Dante's got all the potential. We know that. He just hasn't been showing it with consistency, and I don't know if I would entertain the swap between him and a guy from the Texans. I think I've seen him catch a few balls. That guy later
Coutee.
On in the season, I just caught the game. Yeah, I just caught one of the Texans games, and it looked like he's a quality. He's got potential, but he wouldn't even make the damn team. So what would be the point of swapping him for him not even make the team? That's just ass backwards. We'd be better off trying to get, draft picks, some other kind of, capital out of the situation. And, they don't really have a player. Hell, that would have been great if they took a 4th round pick. Shit, we could have swapped Dante and gave him another pick for D-Hop. And we wouldn't even be, talking about much of anything right now. You know what I mean? Hell, Debo would have went down. We would have still had DeAndre, we'd had DeAndre Hopkins still and everybody else. I mean, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But, yeah, I wouldn't swap him for that guy. I would try to get something else out of that, like I said. And then if nothing else, man, give him an opportunity to come and see what he can do, improve himself. I mean, shit, what else are we going to do? Those are the only real options that we have. You know what I mean? And hopefully he'll work out of whatever's going on. I don't really see that. I don't see that much, but maybe that's just one of the situations we're not going to be able to follow the way we're able to with other, players giving us, videos and different things that we can actually see that they're doing to work. You know what I mean? Hopefully he's behind the scenes, actually working mentally and physically on himself,
And Ellis, you point that out. It's funny because people get on Dante because of the content he posts a lot of the times. He's such a. I get the feeling Dante grew up living a sheltered life. He doesn't know. I'm trying to give him a reason. Don't put things up they're going to inflame, but you need to be able to distinguish between. Because Ellis, you and I are not going to post up anything with us walking around in drag or women's clothes or anything like that because you know what's going to bring, right? So Dante 100%. Doesn't have that kind of wherewithal. He puts things up because that's the way he feels. He puts up photography. He may post up something about his cats and some of the other interests he has. And people misconstrue and think, man, this ain't no football player, man. This dude he ain't even concentrating. He's supposed to eat, drink, and think football 24 hours a day. What is this? And you start making judgments. And like a dude, Dave called him from Atlanta, we probably need to stop making these calls on Dante. We don't know him. So, he got me thinking now, okay, you know what? That's probably true. And you don't want anybody judging you like that, and I don't want anybody judging me like that. So maybe we could lighten up in that aspect, maybe, and just look at what he does when he's playing ball. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, at the end of the day, who the hell are we to judge? You know what I mean? If we want to get down to the nitty gritty, we do this for the talk of it and for the, for the whole, the expectations and then just the energy and the hype. But at the end of the day, we can't judge that man. And I mean, whatever he chooses to do, who he chooses to be, and how he chooses to go about doing things is going to be on him. We just got a certain expectation. I think it's, fans and ex-players and just, people on the outside, to have an expectation of a player. And hopefully he can try to have those expectations of himself, man, and exceed those, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Those shit that we say really matter at the end of the day, But I'm willing to let it just be and see, what he's able to do. If he's able to, give Kyle and the staff there a reason to want to keep him around, and vice versa, unless that ship has already, sailed. You know what I mean? He might already be on his way out. We don't really know. But I don't think it's a good trade though for the receiver from the Texans. I'm just saying because we're already so deep, we would be better off trying to get some draft capital out of that, particularly if there was a way.
Because he's only going to get cut.
Hell, even a 4th round.
Yeah, I agree. It's a wasted pick.
Yeah,
or a wasted trade.
We got McKivitz and all those guys later on in the draft or just this past year. I mean, we do well, man, in the later on, later on in the draft, man. We got a lot of good guys. You know what I mean? I'm excited to, see these guys filling. So,
hey, what do you think about it? No, you got just as many good guys from the late rounds as you do. I mean, George Kittle is a 5th round pick. He is without question the best offensive weapon they picked up so far, right? And then you look at Nick Bosa is probably the best 1st round pick the Shanahan and Lynch have picked up since they've been with the 49ers, right? And in the 2nd round pick,
we could say that.
Yeah, Debo is the guy in the 2nd round probably. Because Dante was a 2nd round pick. Akello was a 3rd round pick. Yeah. See, it's interesting. Those high round picks are the biggest risk. because they have to be something special or else they're not worth the round they're being picked in. And poor Solomon Thomas, he is the poster child for fail for the 49ers as far as a first-round pick. I mean, it's just the truth. I don't want to pick on him. I like Solomon T. I wish him this year. I hope he just kicks butt. But so far, he is the biggest mistake they've made so far.
What about Ruben?
Oh, well, they were picked the same year. That was a bad first round. Ruben can play ball, though, Ellis. He's just a damn fool.
I know. Listen to me.
Yeah.
I know. Listen, I love Ruben Foster. I love the fact that we got him, and I was really shocked to see all the things he kept having go on, and then he kept doing the same shit, and I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with this brother. He keeps repeating like the same. Like, you supposed to just leave the females alone. Like, man, lock yourself away from the females just so that you can be able to get your ball together. You know that's what they do.
Especially the same
they
one.
get in your head like that, and as men, you know what I'm saying? As men, we got to learn how to separate ourselves so we can't mess up the money. But, yeah, man, that was real good. Yeah. Dre Greenlaw, Trent Taylor, and George Kittle, man. Those are great late-round picks. So you know how we do.
I know. All right.
Much love, Ronbo, as always, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Niners faithful, man. Download that Ronbo Sports app. Man, let's get the subscribers and the likes up, and back
Thanks,
to
Ellis. All right, fam. I look for you this weekend.
All
right,
champ.
night.
Right on.
Let's go check out, see what Josh thinks about Dante Pettis, and if he wants Coutee or not.
Hey, Ronbo, what's up?
Hey, Josh, it's the Dante Pettis Monday Night Raw. But you know what? He's getting roasted a little bit. Because Raw is like originally invented by Trey from VA. We got Raw there because everybody just cut loose on Monday night. We was getting our brains beat out, and we started picking on people for appreciating the wrong players. The arguments were raging. So I said, hey, bring Dante Pettis in for a traditional Monday Night Raw. But we're not beating him up too bad. We've softened our stance. We're not evil anymore. But what are you going to do with Dante? You got options with him possibly coming up soon and choices that have to be made. Is Dante going to stay with this team? Are you expecting anything good? Are they going to trade him? Are they going to set him down for depth? Because we don't have no room for depth on this team anymore, Josh. You either contribute or you got to go. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to stay. I mean, I've never been a big fan of Dante. Hands down, I've never really been that big of a fan of him. He had that one good season, his rookie season. And after that, it's just, he plays like he's seeing ghosts, like he's too scared to have contact, and like the only time he looks phenomenal is when there's nobody covering him and he's got 20 yards from, a defensive player. That's the only time he shows up.
And he has that big separation. He always says, Dante can get separation from defenders that's almost like you can't believe it when you're watching it. I mean, I'm talking a distance huge.
If he would have that mentality for every play, even if he did get contact within the first 5 yards, he'd probably be, breaking open on a lot of plays. Yeah. But he's afraid of contact.
And you get it off the line of scrimmage. Yeah, they bump him that first 5 yards where it's legal, and they knock. I think, how good the chatter probably gets around on the opposing team. Hey, Pettis, man, all you got to do is just blast him. Just blast him with all you got coming off that line of scrimmage, and he's done. See, you don't let other teams think that's the case. Oh.
Yeah, when we faced Arizona, on Halloween, he caught that touchdown, and there was nobody on him. He was wide open.
Yeah.
And he looked great, and that got us, it turned the game around to us winning that game.
Yep.
He has had his moments this last season. He's only had 3 moments. He's had 3 plays.
If you can count them,
and that's it.
Not good, I know.
So, John and Kyle, they both said, this is it. Yeah. He needs to prove it, and he's out. Because we're about winning. We just went to the Super Bowl. We don't need somebody that has great talent and is too afraid to use that talent.
Yeah, doesn't show anything.
You know, so I mean, I see us, trading him at the end of the deadline, and there's teams out there that will do it. They'll take him, and I think we could get a 5th-round pick for him.
But
at
Josh,
that point.
the one question though, Josh, after Kyle decided Debo was his guy, and he put Dante on the shelf, did Dante get mistreated in that? Shouldn't he have been given a couple of more opportunities? Because I don't. Kyle saw something that a lot of us see. We don't really think that he's got that kind of drive that you need to be a wide receiver. But he never got any more chances after Debo started to really standing out. I'm almost sympathetic, but you can't be.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Not when you get drafted that high.
Yeah.
I mean, and he was also messing up in practice too. So,
yeah, that's what really did it.
Yeah, that's what really did it, And I mean, look at what he did with Matty B. Matty B had the one fumble.
Man.
And
see,
boom.
there's no room for error on this team anymore. Yeah, you can't make mistakes anymore because the next guy's too good. We don't need that. And we don't have enough roster spots for people who are screwing up. You get beat out, that's it. Good night.
Absolutely. I think the first 2 years for, Shanahan, it was expected. We're going to have these hiccups. We're going to have to deal with this because we're rebuilding the team. We're past that point now.
Yeah.
There is no room for error. So, I hope Dante, can turn it around, but I don't think he's going to. He just doesn't have it. If Debo came and showed up and put him on the bench, that just says it for you right there.
And he had less experience than Dante.
Yeah,
Dante just
less experience.
Yeah. Man.
He blew him out of the water.
Debo's running slot.
So,
he's running outside. He was doing everything Dante's job was supposed to be. And Ayuk comes in, and he does everything Dante's supposed to do. And you wonder when he picked up Ayuk, Coach, what are you thinking? What are you going to do with Dante? You've already got an Ayuk, kind of, but you don't. Ayuk's a little different. So, but they do the same plays.
Yeah, Ayuk is probably going to replace him.
Yeah, he runs the same route trees.
I mean, I think Pettis' only saving shot for staying on the team is going to be punt return and kick return.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. That's what they should be doing with him anyways. That's what he's known for.
Yeah, it's famous.
But, Kyle, he knows what he's doing, and, I see him either going to the Raiders. The Raiders will take him.
Vegas, Dante!
Or the Eagles. The Eagles will jump on him.
Because they
or
need
the
some
Eagles.
things. The Eagles already got pretty much fully stocked now, but maybe. You never know. Josh, we got to go.
They're always injured.
Yeah, I know. That's
all right, Ronbo.
Playing East Coast football, cold. All right,
yeah,
Josh.
Yep.
See you Thursday or Friday. All right.
All right, Ronbo. See you Thursday, man.
Thanks, man. Night. Hey, and Justin finally appears. This just it. Justin,
I just got off of work, man. How you doing?
I
just got off of work right now.
Is that right? You opened up a bag of potato chips? What was that sound? I could tell.
You know me, man. Tomorrow's my day off. I got to get some snacks in, man. We're still in this quarantine, man. I'm still just drinking away.
Do you have a quota on your snacks? How many snacks can I get in between now and tomorrow?
I'll bend you in, all right?
Oh God! Yeah, pizza's my snack, man.
I'll play devil's advocate.
Please, because I think. Yeah.
On Dante Pettis, everybody needs to. Okay, so I'm not the biggest fan of Dante Pettis. Before everybody jumps on me, I'm not the biggest fan of Dante Pettis. When we drafted him, I was like, who? From where? I was like, he was not really that high on my board. Like, I thought it was a risk taking him at third.
You did.
I thought he should have been a 5th-round pick.
Well, we traded up to get him. He could have been at maximum 3rd round, but 4th. I mean, yeah, you're right.
So we cannot discredit that he's had the game winner against Pittsburgh. We don't win that game if Dante Pettis drops it.
Yeah.
He's had that game stealer against Arizona. Even though Ross Dwelly kind of sealed that off, but he kind of prevailed us to victory in that sense.
Did a decent job against the Rams. Yeah.
Yes. So I will play devil's advocate saying that Dante Pettis had a sophomore slump, similar to what's his name, or Mike. I don't know if Michael Crabtree had like a sophomore slump. I don't know how his second season went, but from
Justin.
yeah. So it's just one of. Sorry, my manager talked to me. I'm sorry.
Well, I thought you fell asleep in the middle of a sentence.
Oh no!
I've not seen that since I've seen them hypes and junkies up in Sunnydale. But go ahead.
No, but like I think Dante Pettis just deserves the bench. I think he deserves to compete, similar to Witherspoon. Well, Witherspoon deserves to compete as well. We have to give him, the similar benefit of the doubt. Like maybe something was plaguing him this year. Maybe there was no injury. We don't know yet. Because remember training camp, there was a bunch of guys going down that we didn't even know. Trent Taylor went down for the whole season. We didn't even know until preseason that he was injured. So I just think we need to let them play. Let people compete.
And let the chips fall where they may. Agreed. Because you never know who's going to get hurt. Like you said, you mentioned good observation, because you never know what's going to happen in camp. I mean, we lost our entire offensive line in camp last year almost. God.
You remember Sean Coleman? Sean Coleman went down for
right away.
We're freaking out.
Oh,
we might have to bring back, what's his name? I forget his name. I remember we had a conversation about that. We're like, we might have to bring back this guy. And I'm like, oh no,
I forgot who it was.
We had no choice.
Yeah, so we bring person in and God. But yeah, those are things that happen.
First game.
At least this year, it's not going to be a long preseason, so you don't have to worry about losing guys. But now I worry about guys being in condition to take contact from week one of the NFL. If they're going to whittle it down to 2 games.
Who that falls?
Huh?
But do you know who that falls on? That falls on directly on offensive line. That falls directly on Trent Williams. Trent Williams has more experience than any of these offensive linemen.
Oh,
he has more experience than our.
He spent a year off. I just hope he's getting in shape. Or I wonder what he's doing to get in condition. He really needs to be in.
He's doing boxing. He's doing boxing, from what I heard. He's doing boxing.
God. Who's going to spar with Trent Williams? Oh.
So,
all right, Trent, man, you got to pull your punches, man. Let's go. All right, Trent, I'm telling you, man, I take one blast, I'm leaving. Tell him to.
Yes. So you gotta, I just want everybody to, stay calm, relax, give Dante Pettis the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And we'll just roll on, man. We got a young receiver, Brennan Ayuk, man. I'm pretty excited for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think if anybody's seen his college, it's because he didn't have much of a college quarterback. That quarterback is trash.
Yeah.
That quarterback is trash.
And I think he was a freshman last year, or year before last, should I say.
Yeah. He would have gone first round, but that's why the Patriots took N'Keal Harry out of Arizona State, because they saw how he played alongside
with a bad quarterback.
Those two were the 1-2 punch. N'Keal Harry was the possession muscle quarterback, and Ayuk was the speed. So that's why the Patriots took him in the first round last year. But we all know how N'Keal Harry did this year. So
he got hurt
last year.
It's like Big Show established a long time ago. You're playing yourself. When you get a wide receiver in the first round, 9 out of 10 times, the stat is staggering. He gets hurt in the first season within the first few weeks. And I looked around, I noticed, God, just true first-round wide receivers are dropping like flies. It hasn't even started yet. My God. It's crazy. So hopefully we don't have that bad luck. Yeah, see?
Remember Michael Crabtree? He sat out, and then he eventually played. But did he have a great career like Randy Moss? Or no, he didn't really have a great career. He got signed by the Arizona last year and got cut. So it's like hit and miss with the receiver.
That was strange. Brought him in for a few minutes. All right. Oh, Mike, sorry, we got to let you go. Hey, Justin, we got to let you go too, man. We're out of time. Justin, I'll see you Thursday or Friday, huh?
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Stay safe.
Good.
Be
Good.
safe.
You feel good again,
drive
too.
safe now.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, and I'm back to work now. So,
all right. Good.
Yeah, and stay safe, man. And Ronbo, be safe too, man.
I'm always safe.
We can't be going down, man.
No, I stay out of harm's way. I wear a mask. I don't worry. I wear it.
See, there you go, everybody. Listen to Ronbo. You listen to Ronbo. Wear a mask.
And wash those
stay safe
hands,
and wash
man,
your hands.
please. All right,
Yes,
fam.
sir. All right, y'all.
Have a good night, Justin. Yeah. So there it is. But thought I'd get it off our chest tonight, as we always talk about. He is the most mentioned name every week. We talk about Dante on a regular basis. Now, it took Phil Yates to come in and make just a god-awful deal. We don't... Kiki Coutee? Come on, Field. What? So, I just wanted to get your opinion on that and see what to expect from Dante Pettis this year. I really do think Dante Pettis is going to hold a clinic this year for some reason. Why? Because he has the ability to do so. And also, this is it. Dante's got to be thinking, I don't know if he's going to pressure himself. You can't go too far with that kind of pressure on yourself and make yourself screw up. Now you make mistakes. But I think he's going to come in and try to prove a point. We'll see what his character is, what he's made out of soon. Fam, enjoyed that with you. I tell you what we do. Go ahead, hey, hit the like. We're going to say goodnight. Hey, John V. I see you, John. Thanks for that contribution, fam. We're going to see you Thursday or Friday, and have a great week between now and then. All right? And remember to think, Niners!